The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, and this sports show begins right now.
Let's ride.
Back from the dead like Jesus Christ, the Let's Ride rides again,
Hell
and
yeah.
I can't wait to ride into today's show. Speaking of riding, there was a situation that happened last evening that was in my palm, in my hand, in my universe, and it feels like now is the perfect time to talk about it.
Sure.
It was kind of quiet last night, you know? Didn't really say much on the Twitter about the tweets I was receiving and the things that were being said to me. And to fully, you know, kind of paint the picture, I feel like we have to do a new segment.
Okay.
I love new segments.
We're a big-time segment show. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
This one's going to stick around for a long time because I don't think this act is ever going to stop happening.
Here we go.
To fully illustrate what I was going through last night, I will read just one tweet that I got from last night, but it would be impossible to do it from this altitude, this level. Let's do some high horsing, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So last night, okay? Last night, I got a tweet from somebody that said, "Hey Pat, I came on to the Twitter platform to tell you that my name is Eric. And earlier today, I got in my car, I drove to Texaco.
What?
No, they didn't have any. I went to Shell.
What?
No, didn't have any. I went to BP.
What?
Had to get gas in my car.
Okay.
I was going to take said car to the mall so I could stop by Apple
Sure.
and buy an iPhone. I got all the way to Apple, tried to buy an iPhone, they were out.
Oh.
So I actually had to go onto Amazon and get the iPhone.
Okay.
On my trip back to my house to send this tweet to you, I stopped at Starbucks.
Need a boost.
Had to get a little bit of a boost. Had to get a little bit of energy. I plopped down on my couch. I turned on ESPN.
Okay.
I watched the Home Run Derby.
Great event.
Turned on a Disney movie on my second
nice.
television.
Of course.
And I told you that you are a Saudi Arabian apologist because you are happy that athletes are getting $125 million from a new tour when the old tour was a monopoly for 30 years, not guaranteeing any money to any of their golfers. You are anti-American. You are a bad person. You should not have a platform, sir. You don't even know golf terminology. You don't know golf. The golf media, we might sound like sheep on a horse, but this is what I was receiving last night. Low-winded. Low-winded. Why did I just say all the things I just said? Was that actually in a tweet?
Maybe.
There's a lot of characters.
That's like it was.
Thread.
Thread. Okay.
Let me drink this real quick. My Starbucks.
Oh yeah. The box.
Almost fell twice.
It was close.
That was good.
Yeah, I saw
Great
that.
balance.
But the reason why I said such a tale is because although Eric drove himself, he could have got an Uber.
Sure.
Could have got an Uber there and did all that.
Yeah.
Just take a little peek-see here. So this is where Saudi Arabian money is. Okay?
Okay.
It's everywhere.
So, you know, could have taken an Uber, he drove himself, wanted to get gas. Stopped at all the gas stations there. Bought the thing on Amazon. Missed the fact that he bought a bunch of tickets for a bunch of concerts
That's right.
from Live Nation. He did fly on a plane at one point. Eric the guy that was tweeting me a Boeing plane, which his engines are in absolutely everything. He watched a Disney movie. Obviously, we saw that entire thing. He was on Twitter.
Right.
Tweeting
Always.
me, which is actually, they're the largest investor, I believe, hold the most equity in Twitter. And then if he would have went on Facebook, which I assume he did afterwards, and said, boom, got Pat McAfee on Twitter.
Should have seen it.
That was amazing. And I just say that to say this. I am not pro Saudi Arabia's actions. I am not pro any country's actions or place's actions or state's actions that are like stupid and negative and not needed in our country and not in the vision of the future of what we would all like the world to look like. But what I am saying is I'm sick of the athletes being the only ones being attacked from getting this money from a moral standpoint when all of these companies get celebrated whenever they get an investment that's large that ups the net worth of them and their company and their business. Listen, there's going to be problems with money literally from any dollar that you see. We obviously learned from Bill Burr about Coco Chanel and his latest stand-up, and that was on her Wikipedia. And then we also know about the beginnings of a lot of Disney's beginnings of their company. Yeah. There's a lot of, you could take that down, Mitt. There's a lot of bad money in the world because there was a lot of bad people in the world for a long, long time. We hope to change that. We hope to become a better society, but also we have to realize for what it is that the money that you all are morally high horsing on is in your everyday life everywhere that you're at. And although you were never told that, now you're being told this about the golfers, if you're going to take a stand against athletes who have worked their ass off, we're on a league and in a tour that guaranteed no money, shouldn't we go after the bazillionaires that are also doing the same thing? Well, Pat, those are publicly traded companies. Oh, so the stock market's the only place that's allowed to collect money from a $675 billion fund for investments, and athletes aren't able to do it, small business people aren't able to do it. That's a fascinating high horse to be riding your ass in on.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame because, like, the PGA Tour was something we all grew up watching. I'm a big golf fan. This is going to make the PGA Tour better, I think. Tom Smith, who's alleged to go to live, was flying commercial coach trying to shove the claret jug into an overhead bin. Pat Perez, Dustin Johnson and the boys are on a private plane having the time of their life because there was an opportunity that Saudi Arabia saw. There was a business that was operating as a monopoly that wasn't paying their players or treating anybody correctly. Not anybody. I guess there's some people that are still locked with the PGA Tour. But I hate that we are being attacked as some group of people that don't understand the severity of things that have happened in the past in other countries. We do. A lot of people are calling me stupid last night on Twitter. I am, but also I'm one of the only athletes I think that really does business for myself and have had pretty good success. If I wanted to, and this is me, hey, how you doing?
Keep moving.
See that? One of these. This is me doing one of these. In the next couple months, I could run this company's worth up to $1 billion if I wanted to. Just like that. I could be a billionaire in 4 months if I wanted to. If I wanted to. If I was to accept every ad that we get pitched, if I was to go do live shows 2 times a week, if I was to do any of that, with all of our shit, I could run up to $1 billion just like that. Literally. It's wild. I did not know that was the case, but that's how the world operates. So I'm not necessarily as dumb as everybody thinks when it comes to business stuff, and I hate that the business of athletes is now being judged when nothing else is. It's all celebrated, but when an athlete does it, it's not. That's my stance. And, the good news is, when reality kind of stinks, we can just go, play video games.
Sure. Nothing
Exactly.
Get away. Good escape.
PGA Tour has another one coming out. Look at this.
Dahn,
Road to the Masters. So
Sweet.
doesn't matter if you love how the PGA Tour has treated its players for the last 30 years because it was able to do so because it had no competition. We all love golf. We all love the Masters. The chirping of the birds in the back and
The pimento cheese.
Azaleas. The dog
and then no
gloves.
cell phones. Beautiful thing. We love that. And EA Sports coming together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
PGA Tour with the Road to the Masters.
Love it.
That's an amazing thing. Fuck, can't play. Sorry about it. Hate to break it to you.
What?
Yep, EA Sports, $1.1 billion investment from Saudi Arabia. They just did a deal with PGA Tour. So this is what happens.
That's not real.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, no.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, $1.1 billion. There's a chance.
God
And
damn.
PGA Tour didn't know this. Obviously, they would never know that. You know, just like the 23 other businesses that sponsor the PGA Tour that have Saudi Arabian investment money into it. So PGA Tour, ipso facto, kind of receiving, you know, Saudi Arabian money potentially. I mean, unless every dollar is tracked and, you know, especially digitally, you could probably do that. You could just cut it like and it doesn't go into the marketing department.
Divvy it up.
Because none of that money's going into there.
No.
No, of course not.
No, couldn't.
None of the bad money.
Yeah, you're right.
They mark that with a special ink.
Exactly.
But in digital, how do they do it? They probably tag it with like one of those trackers.
0 or 1.
Yeah.
PGA Tour's not taking any of that, right?
No, Excel
From those
sheet.
23 companies that are sponsors of theirs that have, like, don't they have a Coke thing?
Yeah, I believe it's the presenting sponsor
Coke,
of the
too.
Players Championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Coke?
Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
American as they come.
It is.
No more Coca-Cola?
Well,
I'm drinking Pepsi.
listen.
What about the polar bears?
Well, I'm sure.
That's a mistake.
Well, AJ likes it. But yeah, $1.1 billion investment into EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in Saudi to PGA Tour. That money, obviously, none of that $1.1 billion went to the PGA Tour, right? Because if the PGA Tour was just like the other 23 companies, if they were taking Saudi money, then the moral thing that all the sheep of the golf media that are attacking every athlete that is changing the course and the trajectory of its family's life forever, those people would just be completely full of fucking shit then, right? Wouldn't it?
I mean, I suppose so.
Yeah, it makes sense, but also, you know, that's probably going to be the best game they've had in the last 10 years. So, ipso facto, the PGA Tour game will make money for EA Sports, which will then, in fact, make money for Saudi Arabia. It seems like, if my math is right.
Well, listen, this Saudi water here, okay,
But
it's really good.
It's delicious.
delicious.
I buy a lot of it.
Sure.
So you're saying I potentially
Saudi,
helped.
Saudi apologist.
Yeah, there's a chance.
I got even worse news for you.
What?
What?
See that chain around your neck? Gold, okay? Probably Aztec gold, and the Aztecs used to cut off their people's heads
What's this guy's name?
Holy shit.
for the sun god.
Well, what
okay?
they do.
The thing I'm most scared about, and I noticed this as I was
Can't
horsing
wear
around
gold,
and I
baby.
seen you on there. Like, look at that right there on my
Oh,
head.
no. Take it off.
That's tough.
I mean, the business they've done with people has all been completely clean by the book.
Above the board.
Boom. Never ever talked about. And then, like,
Oh, yeah. And Jobs is
Let's
bad
not
dad.
get into the suicide.
then
And he
this.
is a bad dad.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Where's fucking porcelain from? Is this okay? I
Hey.
think this is okay.
Yeah, it might
I
be.
think you're okay.
Take those fucking shoes off, though, right now. How about that?
How about the Nobles, the official sponsor
yeah.
of the Saudi Golf League?
What?
Yeah, and
The
then also,
SGL?
well, then CNN, also the official media sponsor of the Saudi Golf League. So CNN, that can't be.
Oh,
What are they doing?
you serious? Oh. Anderson Cooper?
Golf media told me.
Yeah.
Because I'm supporting the golfers getting life-changing money that they've worked their asses off for and sacrificed so much. You don't just fall into being a professional athlete. There are some businesses where people just happen to bloop out of the right birth canal and nepotism puts them right at the front of the line. We've all seen it. By the way, a lot of the businesses that are high-horsing to me are actually those types of businesses. Very rarely does a professional athlete just pop out. The amount of work that has to take place to become a professional athlete in any fucking sport, and I'm not saying that because it was me that did that. I was the lowest form of a professional athlete. But the amount of guys that I've met in all sports and women that I've met all over the world that are professional athletes, their lives, their dedication, their passion, their entire commitment and being getting rewarded in a fashion that can set their entire family up forever. Like, I don't know how you could be against that, honestly, unless you were just 100% like, well, they're the only ones that are taking any of this money and benefit from it. And if that was the case, I would be against them.
That's right.
But that's not the case. And I think we just illustrated that. And I just got my breath back. And I just want to let everybody know, I'm not a Saudi apologist. I'm not any other country that did absolutely horrendous things that probably produced a lot of money, and a lot of their money is invested in a lot of things and started a lot of companies that you probably don't want to learn about. That graphic we just made, nowhere near the amount.
No.
Nazi-funded companies, China invested companies, Russian invested. I mean, if we are just going to start saying, well, the money where that money's coming from is a bad place, we're fucked. Take off all your clothes. Don't do anything. But I like the fact that we're at that point where we're going to say, hey, we are going to make the world a better place in the future, and we're all on board on that side. So with that being said, fuck all of you that tweeted me last night, and let's dive into the show. Last night was awesome. Home Run Derby was like 10 hours long.
Yeah.
Then the captain ran afterwards. At Boston Connor, you look fantastic. Shout out to your nobles. Mac Jones, Saudi Arabian apologist.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's right.
Noble
Yes, he is.
in there. Just want to let you know that. I just want to let you know that. So it's not, is this ain't about you, Mac Jones, and Saudi Arabia right now.
Okay, fine.
Ty, last night, Home Run Derby. Baseball fan, that's a big deal, right? I enjoyed that. It was 10 hours long.
Yeah.
The Albert Pujols moment was awesome. The pitchers is all I pay attention to the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
I assume the baseball players should hit homers every single time. When they don't, I'm surprised, but I can see how they could get tired. I mean, that's a lot. I start judging the pitchers. There's $1 million sitting on that shoulder
Yeah.
of those pitchers. Some of them look like they're 95, 90. Do the people that win this normally say, hey, I ain't here for the sentimental shit. I don't care that you were my high school baseball coach. You are now 75 years old, and you're not going to be able to put it on a dot like the fucking winners guy was.
Yeah.
The two in the finals had the best pitchers. I think that is a highly underrated conversation about those home run derbies every single year.
Yeah, I think they used to be it'd be like more sentimental, and guys would like if they were doing it for the first time or whatever, they'd bring like their dad or
Bryce
you know,
won with his dad,
He
right?
did, he did, and he
In
was-
Washington when he was
right,
there.
and he was cheating too because he was doing like the quick pitch where like it's supposed to be
Everyone does.
when the ball. Yeah, they don't care anymore. It's supposed to be when the ball
By the
lands.
way, they should, if that fucker can throw.
Exactly. You should take as many hacks as you can. And
I
then it's
agree.
kind of on the production to be able to follow like
Oh,
where
they
the ball
missed one last night, I
They
heard.
missed several. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
But I think guys now with how many, it is very physically tough. Like if you watch Pujols, like it looks like he's just fucking raking and they're just routine flyouts because he's taking so many swings.
I thought Alonso hurt his back in his first round.
Right, and I think that's possible because the guys you hit for 3 minutes, and you get a bonus if you hit 2 homers over 440 feet, and everyone does.
So the polar bear, back-to-back champ of the home run derby. All
Right.
eyes were on him in the back. He was doing some RDLs, I believe. No, it was actually some other dead squat thing. That's supposed to be really good for running 40s, by the way. The squat he was doing. The side
trap
squat.
bar?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be. This one is supposed to be allegedly, and now studies might have changed that. Allegedly, that particular lift is most directly correlated with like quicker twitches and everything like that. I learned that from the Stanford teammates I had on my team when that bar was. I think it's a hex. Is that a hex?
Yeah,
sounds right.
It's like a double trapezoid stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Double trapezoid.
Yeah, this
Yeah, I
one.
think you're
Yeah.
right. Hexbar did.
Hex, yeah. I think that one, when the Stanford kids all showed up in our locker room and in our weight room, that thing showed up. And, like Griff Whalen broke down to me. Well, you see, the studies, they're all much
course.
smarter. I don't know if studies have proven differently which seems to happen. But the scientists and studies people are all smart. Smarter than everybody.
High
which
horse,
I
we're going to
agree.
high horse it again?
Well, listen.
Definitely could.
But I saw him doing that. In that first round, though, there was a moment where I saw him like
Little tweak.
felt like he was
Yeah.
like loosening
Yeah,
his back up a little bit, and then the ball wasn't going as far, and they didn't say anything on the commentary. So I texted Michael Cole, who's a diehard Mets fan. I was like, hey, Alonso just hurt his back. And he goes, fuck you, or something like that. Like he wasn't able to watch it the exact time. He watched it afterwards. He was like, fuck you, that didn't happen. You're lying to me. And I was like, they didn't talk about it, but my untrained eye, I think he hurt. Unless he bats like that all the time, feels like he got hurt. That has to be a real worry. That's max.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and by the way, people are hyping you up too. So there's adrenaline flowing. If you have any little nagging injury and you're just swinging, and I'm not saying Alonso got hurt, I'm just saying it caused my thought after watching him because I think Michael Cole really likes him. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the man.
And I want to be like, I almost wanted to text him and be like, hey, Cole, I think Cuz going to be out like a month or two.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because of the home run derby. That has to be what happened, and then people have kind of dwindled off on hitting.
To your point, yes. But in the last round, they were talking about how his swing was a little bit different. They were talking about how he's kind of maybe forcing it, and it could be because of that. But Dave Joss is his pitcher, who was his all-the-time, full-time BP pitcher the last 2 seasons when he won.
That would be who you would
When
have.
he won the
Right.
home run derby this year, he is not the BP pitcher for the Mets anymore. So he just used him for the All-Star game and he didn't win this year.
Oh, he doesn't work for the Mets? Who's he work for?
I think he's with the Nats now. Maybe,
Oh,
or
sandbagging. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, cool. Is there any Nats guys in it?
Yeah, Juan
Yeah,
Soto.
Juan
Oh, the
Soto.
guy who won.
Yeah, not for long, but
Wow, 440 over 15 years. That's a long commitment.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a lot of money, and that was the way Rosenthal, I think, tweeted it.
Yeah.
Yep. Ken.
Rosenthal tweeted, Juan Soto turns down a $440 million offer. And everybody's like, this guy's a fucking idiot. And it's like 15 years.
Yeah, not a chance.
Listen,
Yeah.
$440 million is a lot of money. It would be hard to say no to that. But everything gets put into perspective real quick when it's like less than what everybody else is making at your position, and you are a fucking stud.
And he's 24, so yeah, that's he's going to get one bite at the apple potentially if he takes a deal like that, as opposed to he's probably going to get traded now and then get 5 less
5-year
years
deal?
and $50 million more, next year in free agency.
Yeah, he's a bad businessman though. Remember, he's an idiot. Athletes are dumb. That's basically what I was told last night.
Well, there's been multiple
Former athlete turned sports media guy. Of course, you don't understand. Insert name of whatever.
Right.
And it's like,
Well,
I mean, maybe I don't understand what the fuck you do for a living, but I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on this business. I feel pretty good about it. I got so mad last night reading this. Shouldn't get mad. Just got off vacation. We returned yesterday. New York Post article, awful announcing article. We didn't get to the bottom of anything, but we tried. It was
all
great.
you gotta
to
do.
what we
yeah, it's a
could.
good day.
Having a great day.
Yeah.
And then I got all these schmucks telling me how dumb I am and how I'm basically people are calling me like a terrorist almost, like anti-American. I'm like, you're tweeting me that. Like,
Yeah, it's selective.
this is actually on the same. Hey, this is on the same. Hey, this is the same platform.
Yeah.
You're basically doing the same thing. Well, it's publicly. It's not just privately. It's like, oh, so you're for the people that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars only keeping each other's hundreds of billions of dollars. Is that what you're saying? So we're a lot. I got so angry. We're going to wait, by the way, because Colton Oast is on in 2 hours. There was no chance of me waiting until
No.
because he said, they're saying how PGA gave over $480 million in prize money. They're saying, and I think he kind of gave the hey,
bird call.
Yeah, to everybody. So that's why I was like pretty excited to, chat with him today, because it was like, weren't you on the fucking tour? How did you guys let this fly? And how did the media people not cover it? I didn't know that they didn't give guaranteed money to the guys on tour. I didn't know that travel, board, food, caddies, everything, the full salary coming out of their pocket. So there's a chance like Ricky Fowler was probably losing like 10 to 15 grand a week there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
When he was playing bad. But you get to be in the PGA Tour. Okay, well, the PGA Tour gets to have these motherfuckers that they market are going to be on TV and get their advertising deal. 23 of those companies that they're advertising with happen to be companies that are getting money for. I just don't understand. I don't understand how anybody could be not on the side that we're on. And by the way, that's probably because I'm becoming an old fucking stooge, I guess, where I'm just like kind of in my front lawn looking at people saying, you fucking idiots. But that
I don't think so.
That is actually how I feel right now about this whole situation. Like, how could you be against Com Smith, blue-collar dude from Australia, flying coach with the claret jug, doing his thing, drinking the beer, and then he gets offered $90 million. That changes. How could you be pissed at this guy who has $0 guaranteed to him from this other company? It's almost like a contest. Like, you get to compete in this. It's like you might be able to win money. That's not how an agreement is. That's not how a contract is. One person has to show up. The other people don't do anything. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know how you could be against Com Smith getting an item. Billy Ho, we heard his whole story. What's his dad's name? Big Bill or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Big Bill, his dad, blue-collar guy. Billy Horschel's not going to live. He's super PGA. But if that guy was offered $150 million guaranteed, how could you not be like, hey, good for you, bro. Like, I don't understand, but I guess that's just not how the world works.
No, you can't be mad at the individual players at all because they're going to get money and that's
No, it's not. He didn't keep his word. He said he was happy with fucking no money.
it's literally what
That's what people are saying. He was happy with no money guaranteed. He said, oh, you don't have your word anymore? It's like, is the word going to pay my fucking kids' tuition 20 years from now? What are we even talking about?
The only way you could be mad is if you're like me and you're selfish. And I'm mad at Liv because it makes it harder to bet when it's lesser players in a tournament versus all the best players. So
I feel like they're going to get everybody, pal.
that's fine. I don't care. As long as they're all in one place.
Now, that sounds very ignorant, I guess, because I'm not somebody that comes from the golf world. But I don't know how you can see Dustin Johnson do very well in the Open. And if you're exempt to the majors, and the majors are going to do that, I don't know how you fly coach. I don't know how you pay all your people out of your own pocket. I don't know how you do and handle and have to play 15x the amount you, and not just take the guaranteed money. We'll take care of everything. And we'll do. I don't know how you continue to say no to that, other than the tradition thing. And maybe guys don't need money. Maybe they come from families that just have a shit ton of money, I guess. But all the people that are coming after me for this, I feel like come from a lot of money. Like,
Definitely.
Yeah, they all come from a lot of. Like, you have no fucking idea what life is like for people once that happens. It's a whole different world.
I'd be on the Live Tour.
Fuck yeah, if you're good enough. I don't know how you wouldn't. Guaranteed money versus non-guaranteed money. Who's the dumb one? I mean, you tell me. Joining us now is a man who had, he said yesterday on the Man to Man Pod Live at YouTube.com, he said he had a source.
Yeah, he's breaking this.
Whoa.
He had a source. Yeah, so he and I got linked actually for having sources with the Live Tour. Well, I don't have any fucking sources. I'm just giving my opinion. This guy has sources all over the world. Whoa. Mostly because he was a 9-year NFL vet, big ass brain, great networker, great on TV. He was on Good Morning Football all last week, absolutely crushed it.
Yep.
Said some things with more passion against kickers and punters
Big
no.
time.
than for them.
Yeah, very.
I don't know if you saw that.
That was weird.
Seemed as
Yeah,
if.
very
He was like,
anti.
fuck them. Fuck those dudes.
I did see that.
And then it was like, oh, these guys are good guys.
Yeah, they're nice.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Come on.
Calm
He didn't
down,
become a
guy.
corporate stooge sellout, did he?
I
We'll
hope
find
not.
out right now.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler.
Wow. So that's how you took that, huh?
Well, I was watching. I took it for what it was. The passion that was displayed in the anti-kicking and punting. I mean, you're way up there. I'm like, oh, kind of a hack thing to say there. Heard about 100 people. Oh, look at the amount of attention he's kind of diving into the little details here on that particular. A little bit too close to home. Feels like he actually meant that. And then the pro one, it was like, man, what about my guy Vinatieri, man?
I said we won games.
Yeah, but
on
that's
your
not how you
foot.
said
We
it.
won. Vinny started a dynasty up there, ball up there in New England with his foot. So it went both ways. Come on now, it went both ways. Hey, that's show business, baby. It was a blind take. Now, someone who comes on this show a lot, actually wrote that take. As you know, you're a big segment show now, so they're a big segment show as well, and we all had to send in, our blind takes or whatever.
He's not coming on the show
somebody
What the hell's that about?
wrote mine, but
Shreds.
Yeah.
somebody sent it in, and I just had to, I had to go with it.
Like you can actually.
See ya. Stamp it.
I may have got to look behind the curtain about those segments. Wow. Thought you talking about segments. 7A, 7B, 7C.
Oh yeah. What are you talking about? They're a block show. That's how actual shows operate.
Yeah.
That's
That
why our
can't be-
show stinks.
that
And
can't be true.
Oh, you crushed it on there, dude. You're very, very, very good. I'm incredibly proud of you and pumped for you. You look great out
Appreciate
there
that,
too,
bro.
man. You crushed it. You're doing great. Let's get to it. Did you hear my take about the live golfers thing? I mean,
I did. I did. I'm sure we agree on a lot of it. I do have some sources out there, and there will be a lot of movement after the FedEx playoffs. But you said it all. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, it's common sense, especially for athletes. Of course, they're going to take the hit. People are going to come at them from the public from all angles, but Apple, Nike, NFL, any big leagues you go back and it's all messed up, and we care about the human rights and all that other stuff.
We do.
That matters, obviously. But if you do that, you got to do it with everything. And I'm just, don't come with the bullshit. I'm not gonna fake it. It is what it is at this point.
well, Darius, that's when we started looking into, because anytime I see athletes get attacked, I honestly believe my first thing is like, there has to be a reason why this happened. I would like to hear what it is. And I think it's strictly because, we've met a lot, and we happen to be in there, experienced it. You much more athletic and professional than me. But I got a chance to meet, and like the stories you hear and the amount of commitment it takes to become a fucking professional athlete, like never gets talked about. It's always just like, watch the game. This guy stinks. Oh, he's cut. Fuck him. It's like, do you know how much of this guy's life he committed for that one play that you said this guy stinks? Like, let alone a guy that has a 10-year career, 20-year career, 9-year career, whatever the case. Like, I just will always be on the side of an athlete because it's
Always.
all I really know. So whenever the fucking people were just killing these live golfers, I was like, oh, they must be the only people taking money from this place, right? Like there must be. And it was when I started looking into it, I'm like, oh, fucking money's everywhere. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Their money is literally. How is this even a thing that is being discussed right now? And you start. It's almost like you don't want to know. I think a lot of people like don't want to know, but like that is just a small sample of where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere, D-Butt. It is everywhere, dude. Honestly.
Graphic.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It is what I mean, and it is what it is. It's the athletes, like you said. We have a short time to get as much money as you can doing your job, and you don't compare it to other jobs. Should other jobs be paid more? Yes. Firefighters, policemen, teachers. Go down the list. They should definitely be paid more. But when you're doing something, there's a market for that, and then people change the market. Some businesses come in and change the market. That's what they've done with the Live Tour. I mean, you see the planes they're riding. You see what, Cam Smith, how he's still moving around. I forgot which golfer it was that you had on that kind of laid it out, kind of behind the scenes, the type of money that they have to come out of their own pocket. And then you got to make the cut. You got to win tournaments to actually make money. And then you got Rory and, Tiger and these guys who are, damn near billionaires or well on their way coming out and speaking from their high horse. I mean, that's tough. And then some people are like, hey, how much money is enough money? It depends. Situation is situational. So some people are good with 10, some people want 100, some people want $1 billion. If you're in a position where you can play or you can garner that type of wealth, by all means. Now some people can say, hey, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm cool. I'm turning it down. And that's cool too. That's 100%.
Is it?
Okay.
Is it? See, I don't
That's cool. I've known people who retired from the NFL because they didn't like what was going on behind the scenes. They didn't like the politics. They didn't like, so yeah. Shit.
All right, relax, dude, relax. That's a lot different. You know what I mean? Okay, all right. No, but the thing about it is, I don't even think people understand that they're being hypocritical just immediately saying that. And that graphic, I think, lays that out, Like, that's my issue. Like, I think, I understand why you're saying what you're saying. And I appreciate what you're saying, and I understand that we're all trying to get there with the everything you said, human rights and decisions that were made in the past, disgusting, we're not there. But you just saying, well, I'm not doing that, but then you will certainly 1,000,000% watch ABC, ESPN, a Disney movie, order something from Amazon, go get gas from somewhere, unless you have an electric vehicle, which is, hey. Well, I do.
Yeah, good on you.
I don't even want to buy
If you want to know where that shit is getting mined from.
No.
I'm telling you, you go down, you do any research on anything, it's gonna be fucked up at some point.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's just. We live in a country where we're late stage capitalism. Like everything we touch is already fucked up by the time. Unfortunately, that is what it is.
I was doing the math last night as I was thinking about this, and it kept me up because I had restless leg syndrome last night.
Yes.
Really? You ever heard of this, D-Butt?
Never.
I think it's a white thing. My legs just completely uncomfortable all night. I had no idea what it was. I've heard other people talk about it, but like it was. I experienced it last night, but I was up all night last night, and I was thinking to myself, there's a chance we just get taken off the internet for everything that I've said today. You know what I mean? There's a chance that happens, and I just turned down a massive deal. Massive deal. Mm-hmm. Ooh, big. But I kept my fucking dignity, D-Butt. You know what I mean?
Hey, everybody got choices to make, man.
Boom. This one, not because I was trying to save the world, but because I didn't like the tone of the contract.
That's right.
Okay, I don't like the tone of the contract. But I was thinking to myself, pharmaceuticals are pharmaceuticals have directly killed 8 of my friends. You know what I mean? Like that business has, so I started thinking about that, there's an over-prescribed problem we have. Are we gonna start diving into all of that is happening? At what point do we stop saying, no, that's okay, and then no, it's not I don't, you know what I mean? This whole live thing has kind of forced me into that conversation. I don't like getting outside my world. I put my blinders on, so I'm learning a lot as we go here. But this whole situation has kind of caused a much broader, real conversation that has to take place. And the people that were calling me dumb and an apologist last night, maybe they just don't even know how hypocritical they are.
Yeah.
Probably
Maybe
not.
they just don't know.
Probably
Because I didn't.
I would say that they don't know. I would say they don't know because you see it everywhere. You see it on TV, radio. Anybody that's got a mic, they and it's half of them are saying the shit, and then behind the scenes in real life, they don't really believe it. So when it's somebody like you and the boys that come on and get in front of the mic and they really express their real thoughts, it's like whoa, like, and that's across the board. So it is what it is.
There was just sheeps lining up in my fucking mentions last night. Turn. And then another one. Same. And then walking out.
If you would have just counted them, you would have fell asleep.
Try to count the sheep, but the sheep won't die. It's a good song from that.
Macklemore.
No, AJF or something like OJF, AJF.
OAR.
HAR. No.
AJF.
HJF. Pretty,
HJF,
bars. Old buddy's got bars.
Yeah.
He's really good.
AJF.
Let's move on. Deshaun Watson, anywhere from 2 to 75 game suspension. Talked to Ian Rappaport yesterday. He said that nobody knows. He said nobody has a clue, unless you're talking directly to Sue Robinson. Mike Florio this morning had a report that somebody got either briefed by Sue or into Sue's documents or something from trial, and they're saying 2 to 8 games potentially. There's going to be people pissed regardless, right? Yeah. Pro Football Talks, Mike Florio. The intent of Deshaun Watson to sue over a full season suspension may never come to reality. The current thinking is that Judge Robinson's punishment will land in the range of 2 to 8 games. People are going to be pissed regardless, but if it's only 8 games, I think I'll be surprised. Don't you? I will be very surprised. How do you feel about it all?
I wouldn't honestly. I don't know what to expect. I honestly don't know what to expect. I wouldn't be surprised by a 4-game suspension. I wouldn't be surprised by a 12-game suspension. And I honestly wouldn't be shocked. Well, I probably would be a little shocked if it was no games, because if you're not finding anything, they're doing all this due diligence, and it's just hard for me to wrap. And me and AB talked about it a bunch on the pod. It's just always been hard for me to wrap my head around the NFL actually. It being multiple teams coming to Deshaun Watson and his camp, like, hey, basically take us, here's our package, here's our offer. And then Deshaun said, nope, you guys are out of running. All right, I'll take $230 guaranteed from the Cleveland Browns, without the NFL and the people behind the scenes doing some due diligence and knowing, okay, it's not going to be this extensive of a suspension or the evidence or whatever it is. And then they trade, Baker Mayfield without the suspension coming on, for, not a lot. I would expect somewhere around 6 games.
You feel like the actions of people that should be in the know are telling that it won't be as long as maybe some people are predicting. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. And I feel like the NFL, they're going to do the PR thing. That's what they do. So it's going to be like, hey, we're pushing for a strong suspension. We're pushing for a long suspension. And then Deshaun, the camp has already come out and said, hey, we get suspended for over a year. We're going to sue with the assistance of PA. So it's a lot going on. It seems like all the power is in Sue and Roger's hand, and I don't know what timeline she's on, or if she really cares. Because as football fans, football people, you want it to happen sooner than later. So going into the season, all these different type of things. But I don't know if Sue really cares about that. But I hope justice is served either way. If Deshaun is found guilty for these things, he should be suspended, and if it's the opposite. Don't punish a guy just because some shit looks bad.
That's an interesting.
Or a lot of names, because we've all been around. We've seen some wild shit that sounds much worse than it is when if you shed the light and you open up everybody's closets and what they do behind closed doors with other adults, it may not look great. But so it's gonna be tricky. But hopefully they make a decision sooner than later.
A lot of accusations. They all sound similar. I mean, it's been a 1.5 year long PR nightmare, and also there's been a lot of feeling from a lot of people. Like, it seems like although they've been get off with a technicality in court, seems like there's already been people that have said, like, hey, this guy is a predator, dude. Like, there's been women that are not going to massage Deshaun Watson because of what happened, and there's probably who knows what the actual number is, what the actual truth is of the whole story. We'll never find out. But are you going to view Sue Robinson's, and should we judge the esteemed?
The honorable.
Sue Robinson. Should we view that as a whether or not he did something or not trial as well? Is that how they're fighting in there?
Well,
or what are they fighting? Are they fighting precedent? Are they fighting ruling? Or are they fighting actual, he did something wrong?
Because the criminal cases got thrown out, so is it just on the civil?
Like, should we view Sue's ruling as Sue saying?
I think it's strictly based on the personal conduct policy of the NFL.
So it's not like an actual trial took place in there.
No. Well, but they both
kind of
deliver cases on how many should be suspended.
Yeah.
How many games?
So how should we take her? This is kind of a mind. You actually, I mean, you made me think about this with the way you said it,
Kind of like a civil ruling.
but with the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strictly if he violated the terms of the personal conduct policy, which is I've never dug into it. I don't know how much you know about it. But
What if the Honorable Sue Robinson says, well, he clearly broke policy 4 when we found out in court that he boom, boom, boom,
Brought
right?
his own towel.
Like that would be,
Maybe she throws that out there.
you know what I mean? Like, is that how it's,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about how we should, you know what I mean? I didn't even think about how we should view that.
I'm sure you can't, but how doesn't previous stuff or like previous suspensions kind of like shape how she's going to, like, if Brady got suspended for 4 games, if Deshaun gets 4 games, it's going to be Armageddon. Like, people will go ape shit.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger had 2 situations, right?
Yeah.
He got what, 6 down to 4?
Yes. Yeah. Was it?
6 down
yeah,
to 4?
one case that was settled and one case that was never went to court. It was an accusation.
If it's not, hey, I think
So
if it's
he settled how many? So the Deshaun's he settled with how many?
20, 24. The Houston
Settled
Texans settled for
20.
30.
The Texans
with
settled with 30, and only one had came out against them. 29 others, I believe. So, I mean, it's a bunch of settling also doesn't admit guilt.
Agree. At this stage of the game, we all know that, by the way. I think at this stage of life, that is true.
It's interesting. Man.
Ridley got an indefinite or full year for an 8-leg parlay.
Well, it was a bad parlay, too.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
$1,100. Do you think they judged his actual decisions in the parlay?
Come on, pal.
All right,
Yeah,
dude.
Jacksonville money line.
You're fucking rolling the dice and you're doing this. Get out of here, dude. Can't do it. Connor, your question for D-Butt.
Yeah, Darius, as a Patriots fan, should I be kind of worried that Zach Wilson is dogging his mom's friends, or should I, just remember that they're just the Jets and I should worry about the Dolphins and the Bills?
Hey, they're still the Jets until proven otherwise, and that's a young core of players that's been tasked to kind of turn that franchise around. Brees Hall, Michael Carter, Zach, Garrett Wilson, a bunch of young guys who got to turn it around. So I think it'll be a few years before they're really competitive. But Zach Wilson, I mean, those type of stories that come out, that can, depending on how he handles that once he reports for training camp, that can win over that locker room real quick. Everybody's going to be taking jabs with the rookie skits, and the coach is going to have something to say. So if he handles that, how it seems like based off his social media, he will. We all know he's talented, but it's so much more that goes into, being a good player in the NFL, being a good quarterback especially. But if he can rally those guys, especially being in that New York media market, it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes. But now I wouldn't be too worried about the Jets if I'm the Patriots. Right?
I became a fan of him.
Yeah.
Just because, I was like, all right, this guy is not a robot. Because remember, and I said this yesterday, do you remember draft night where he was taking a photo? He looked scared to death. I'm like, this guy is fucked. Going to New York.
He's clearly not used to hanging out with these young kids. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do you guys do? This ain't really my crew. I hang out with, a little more mature squad.
Are you talking about hanging out with his mom? That's what you're saying. He hangs out with his family's, his parents' friends. That's what you're saying?
I like it.
I do too, man. You saying he could have went over that locker room? Like, I think.
There's already quotes from teammates that he kind of did.
Yeah. He said, we didn't know about Zach. Yeah. We didn't know he was super, he walked in here, always sat upright and drank his coffee, did what he thought he did. We're learning he's a little bit of a dog. I'll tell you what. Pretty excited to fucking go to battle with that guy. Go ahead, Tony.
D-Bud, last week on Good Morning Football, you said Mitch Trubisky was going to be the MVP of the league. Why do you think that?
Well, that was in a big segment show. That was also a blind take. I don't know who wrote that one. But yeah, it was a Mitch Trubisky dark horse MVP candidate. Do I believe that? No,
Yes,
I don't. But that did take on a life of his own with Steelers fans in the Twitterverse. But he is a talented guy. You don't get drafted number 2 overall for no reason. And everybody has been talking about it since probably that first year he got drafted over Deshaun, he got drafted over Mahomes. He has made a Pro Bowl. He has made the playoffs. He was with Brian Daboll, out in Buffalo as a backup, but, still sitting in those meetings, been around Josh Allen. I've been around that offense, seeing how that operation goes. And then you go to a place like Pittsburgh, like that's stability. Like you got talent around, you got Claypool, Deontay, Harris, young offensive line. He can go on a run. I wouldn't be shocked if Mitch Trubisky has a good year. He already has an MVP under his belt. So if he goes out there and shocks the world, I wouldn't be surprised. What's the name of your stadium again?
Fucking the Shore, dude.
Sure.
The fuck is Shore. He can light that motherfucker up.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about Heinz Ketchup turning his back on Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, D-Butt?
That's bad, man. That's bad. I was hurt, man.
Rolling Rock left town, right? Rolling Rock left town?
Yeah, moved from Latrobe to Anheuser-Busch.
I think Yingling left town. Left town.
No, that's a...
That's Pottsville. It's close, but
It's up in Minnesota now.
And now Heinz just moves out.
That one was tough.
Take our name off the stadium. We don't want to fucking be here.
Unbelievable.
They still got to do that Renegade though. That's probably one of the dopest moments in a stadium I've experienced as a player when they.
You wait till you hear Renegade Dahn Shore, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, dude. The Acrisure Renegade is going. Oh, mama, here from my life from the long arm of the Lord. Acrisure. Sure. I'm in my home.
It's not what's going to happen.
That's what D-Butt just predicted. D-Butt, didn't you? I mean, that's kind of what he just pieced together right there.
If Mitch is MVP, they can sing whatever they want.
So what's this blind take? You're just reading the
teleprompter?
teleprompter?
Got the highest paid defense, too, over there.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money. Minka Fitzpatrick got a deal. It's great for him. Obviously, T.J. Watt kicked his agents out of the way, signed his deal. Cam Hayward was at a celebrity softball game, won by 20. They said all vibes are high in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. What if the Pittsburgh Steelers do their thing, especially Deshaun Watson? Who knows how long he's going to be playing or if he's going to be playing at all. Jacoby Brissett will be the starter. They got a good roster. What about the Bengals? They debuted, I guess, a white helmet uniform. It is fucking sick. You know, for the Colts, we had to wear those white Spanx, basically. It was just full white tights or a uniform with no color on it or anything. You remember that? Yeah. I do. You're in much better shape than I was. If we had to wear those post-Thanksgiving, rough. Yeah. 4K, rough. I mean, it was a very rough thing. The Bengals have this new uniform. You think they get back? That looks so sick.
Hey, look, I'm not betting against Joe Burrow. He's shown us enough at this point. And how do you handle success? Obviously, nobody. They didn't have a target on their back last year. They just made a Super Bowl run, made a special run last year, first playoff win, home. Like, it just did a lot of things. Joe Burrow is the guy that's the expectation now. That's the standard now in Cincinnati. So, and then Jamar Chase, the guy standing next to him in that picture, it's hard to look at that dude play football last year and not think like this year he's going to be a top, 1-2 guy in this league. And they obviously have that connection from college. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle success from the top down. And then Baltimore, it should be a bounce back year for them. Probably a contract year for Lamar. A lot of people getting healthy on defense. They've drafted tremendous the last couple of years, and John Harbaugh, they have a great culture there, great winning culture there in Baltimore. So this is going to be, AFC North, top tier AFC North football.
Yeah, it's hot in the kitchen. Mike Tomlin said that in the AFC North. That's kind of how it always is. It's tough football. The weather will happen for open domes, open stadiums. It's beautiful to watch. You're down in South Florida, right?
Yep.
What was that I Need Money grill? You guys, was that what was going on with that with Lamar?
I Need Money. That's from the High movie. I know y'all watched that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need that though. You need. 230 in the same division. He hasn't played in what, 2 years? Yeah, I need that.
Doesn't have an MVP.
I think he removed his profile picture yesterday altogether.
He did on IG, and he removed the I Need Money one too.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you study high, you take the test high, you get high scores.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Shout out Ivory.
Good luck to Lamar.
Go get it, Lamar.
Hey, thank you for joining us, D-Butt. Appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Hey, don't use anything that has money from bad places right now.
Good luck, pal.
Shit.
Yep, you're fucked. See that hat too? Problematic.
That's right. Florida Marlins.
Oh,
yeah, Sam should be pumped though.
Yeah, he would be. I didn't know you were a Marlins fan. This just because you're in the area, like the color.
No, I'm any South Florida team. Marlins, Panthers, Dolphins, Heat. I'm locked
Panthers,
in.
look at that.
Yeah, Florida
Panthers getting
Wow.
hey, shout out to the Panthers getting a little shout out.
Miami FC, shout out.
Yeah, what about David Beckham and Methy coming to town?
That's gonna be big for Miami. There's a lot of soccer fans down here. We got a lot of soccer fans down here, so that would be huge for Miami and that whole league. But I hate to see Stanton doing what he's doing up there in New York in those pinstripes. Knowing we just let him get up out of here. Jeter,
I don't
watched the captain last night. He's not even a part owner of the Marlins anymore, man. They broke up our team every time we won a World Series.
Jeez.
Bullshit, Josh.
You could be from Pittsburgh with the Pirates. It's even worse. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler, thank you, buddy. Hour 2 on the other side of this glorious break. We shall see you then. Oh, there's a hang up in there, too. That was pretty good.
Got it.
It's kind of perfect to hang up with the hour hanging up.
Yeah,
too.
it was like half a second beforehand.
Yeah.
I wonder how the internet's reacting to my high horsing segment.
I'm
I'm
very interested as well.
I'm curious to see.
I was looking at it while you were asking your question, Tone. I was trying to get a little peeksy at it.
Oh, really?
And then he was giving his answer, talking about MVP stuff. And I'm like, who is he talking about? And everybody in the room was
said
like,
it.
Mitchell Trubisky. And I was like,
Oh, Jesus.
what are we doing?
I didn't make it up. He said
What's
it
the
on
blind
TV.
takes? I forgot to ask him. He was just reading teleprompters?
I don't know.
Someone else's takes
So
for
they had
the
a
answer
card,
to the question.
and it was in a bucket. They pull the card out,
Yeah.
and they read it off the card, and they go, "All right, 1 minute."
But
Go.
the way he said it was like the take was already given.
Someone else,
Yeah,
writes
teleprompt.
down their
He was
take,
reading
and
it.
then
Oh, so he picks up the take, and then he has to. It was Schrags to put that take in there.
right.
Yeah.
He picked it up, and he had to
After
give.
the last game they played, whatever, you had to do both sides of the take.
All I saw was a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers Twitter accounts, like fan accounts, was saying Darius Butler says Mitch is going to win the MVP.
Yeah, that's and then he kept saying that was a blind take. It was a blind take. I saw him saying a lot of that. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because I texted him. I was like, pretty terroristic what you fucking did.
Yeah,
So I texted him.
that was
I texted
crazy.
him and said that, and he goes, "Whoa, what? It was blind takes."
You just do that for anything. I'm gonna start doing that now.
was
Just say
blind
whatever
take.
I want. Yeah, it was a blind take.
Blind take.
No,
No, but why are they putting him out there?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
You know, why they put him out there.
It's a good idea.
I guess if he gets some trend to saying Darius is awesome
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh,
Right.
I mean, go ahead and do that. Keep it going.
The kicker's one was tough though. He really went off for a little
Like,
bit
D,
there.
but my guy, what? You're out of all the people on that fucking show,
Yeah.
you to be the guys
How
doing
dare
it?
you?
Yeah,
It
but
was a blind take. It was a blind take.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't me, man.
Like, what's that mean? I had to go back and find because people were quoting him and tweeting me with his quotes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I get to my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Send him a text, put the phone down, see in like an hour and a half, pop back up. Blind takes.
Blind take. Blind
What
take.
is that?
What's that mean?
I had to go look up the video. He's good though.
Yeah,
Darius is so good.
he was awesome.
Who got announced that is going to take over full time?
Jamie Erdahl and McCourty.
There it is.
Yes.
Devin?
Jason.
Jason.
Jason Boy.
Devin's still playing.
For
New England Patriots. Our cool new red jerseys.
what shoes does the quarterback for the Patriots wear?
Fucking
no.
bull.
Did you get a new pair?
Yeah, I did.
Who do you think paid for those no bulls to be created for Mac Jones to kind of prance around the NFL all year?
If I had to guess, because it is New England, probably the first family of the highest prince in Saudi Arabia. Sorry. Still wearing them.
Mac Jones is carrying the torch for Saudi Arabia at the next Olympics.
So is Saban.
Now we go.
So is
That's
Saban.
what I'm talking about.
Let's
Honorable.
get to a break.
Hell yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I just got a new fucking Nintendo
Do
Switch
you know how
game.
can't play it?
Yeah, I know. I'm pissed.
Activision, EA Sports, and the other one that's every video game.
Yeah,
Bill, is
pretty
that
much.
every video
Oh, yeah.
game that has ever been created?
Scump is crying.
He's 30 seconds behind. We won't get an answer.
but it is Call of Duty, though,
You can still play MLB The Show. That's about it.
Who made that?
For
San
now.
Diego Studios.
For now.
I don't know for sure if they've taken Saudi money.
It's actually LA Studios.
Go back to that.
Yeah, Activision.
T2. What's T2?
Take two.
That's tournament talk.
Thought that was in your neck.
Tons tasty tournament. Tons tasty tournament talk. It's crazy though. Like, I didn't want to know all this either.
No.
But when everybody's just attacking athletes and nobody else, I can't help it. I'm so sorry.
Got to do a deep dive.
Pandora's
I
box
have
has
to
been
do
opened.
it. It's like, why are we just going after athletes here? You know, people that.
Well, and Greg Norman said that, and then everyone's like, no, shut up. We're not talking about that right now, okay?
it's
Shut
not
up, Greg. It's like, All right.
All right, we're back in about 6 minutes or so. I saw somebody call me arrogant for my take. What was that all about?
What does that mean?
Just tell me it was a blind take.
I literally saw one tweet.
Blind take.
Sorry.
Blind take, blind take.
Who wrote it for me? Common sense. Common sense.
Blind take.
Common sense.
It's on me.
All right, we're back in about 5 minutes with hour 2. AJ Hawk will join us.
And we know he loves Starbucks.
Yeah, he does.
Listen, I'm gonna go get another one too because I couldn't sleep last night because I was thinking about all these motherfuckers calling me dumb, and I'm like, am I wrong? I had to triple stamp the double stamp on the information that I thought I had read on the internet about every single company basically having it and being like, how did we even get to this fucking point? Mm-hmm. Oh no, Zito just broke terrible news.
Oh no, someone died.
T2, Grand Theft Auto and 2K.
Oh no.
Well, that's where I draw a line.
Yep,
I'm
me
fucking
too. I'm
staying
playing
in.
the next
Yeah,
Grand Theft
I don't
Auto.
care. I do not care.
It doesn't matter. I've been waiting so long for it. I'll play the next one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Come at me.
7 years.
Yeah.
No,
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Call me a Saudi
I drew
apologist.
my-
I
yeah.
will be playing the next Grand Theft Auto.
Drew my line in the sand
It
right
is
there.
all about blood and
Yeah.
money in that game.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
disgusting, vile pigs.
I'm okay with that. Rumor has it it's going back to Vice City.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking put me in
All right,
that
we're
game.
back in 5. We'll see you then. Cheers. Bye. The head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now, you know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There was a lot more.
Yeah,
there was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What's
Yes.
that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's
Okay.
certain guys
Good.
around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them. So I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it. And I can't wait to. Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, I'm the. Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm clock.
We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let? I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man, but on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin. Thank you, Coach. I went to one of his shows. He forced me into doing. He's wearing football pants.
I think Marco
He had actual knee pads.
Does he have a fake face on?
Yeah, he has a fake face on. That is not Chris Angel. That or he's been eating McDonald's with Mark Davis for the last 5 years.
I just want to
And
let
it only
everybody
went
know.
straight to his face.
I just want to let everybody know this is NFL related. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we have to talk about
cover
this.
it. Have to cover it. Why is his penis a different color?
He's wearing football pants.
Tony, that's a
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Hour 2 of this glorious Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, shall begin avec this beat drop from a man named Twine. Here we go.
Let's ride.
Like Jesus coming out of the cave, Let's Ride has rode again into the hour introductions for the dumbest show on the internet and on the radio, currently for another at least 42 days.
Okay.
I believe.
Time.
It is a long time.
Yeah.
How many days till NFL football starts?
51 days.
Here we go. Tomorrow we are just 50 days away from the NFL kicking off on that glorious Thursday night in Los Angeles. Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the boys play host to the Kansas City, the
Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. San Diego doesn't have a team anymore. Everybody needs to have a little bit more respect. It's the LA Chargers. That's a fucking team that we are big fans of, by the way. We can't wait for that. And until then, we will just continue to talk about sports nonsense. There's a lot to chat about in this hour, too, and I'm excited to do it alongside Ty Schmidt, who's a new father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys. How's betting going? We did well last night.
Great, we
picked-
had Soto last night.
Yeah, so that's a win, right?
Yeah, that's a win.
What were the odds? Plus what?
Plus 550 when I got it, 500. I think it got down to 450.
Hey, you said yesterday, Ty, that's a young man's game, the home run derby.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hacking, it's heavy hacking, and it's a lot of at-bats.
And the finals was Soto's 23, and the other guy, Julio Rodriguez,
21.
a rookie.
He had
Yeah.
good-
And he looked unbelievable in the first round.
He had 63 or whatever in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unbelievable. And he was hitting.
Just couldn't make it, though. Guy wasn't
Bombs.
in shape enough. Couldn't make it to the final round. Only had 18 or something like
That
that.
young blood, not experienced enough.
I think we're going to say on this show, although we are not medical experts, I feel like Polar Bear hurt himself in the first.
To be determined.
It's a tweak, for sure.
I think so. Didn't want to talk about it because the All-Star people know that if they talk about that, they'll continue to peddle the narrative that this is a bad idea for guys to do.
Right.
Well, and isn't it like a thing in baseball? If you do it, you kind of fuck up your swing.
Shohei Ohtani last year, right?
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani was game changer, does the home run derby, which we loved watching him do it. And then, like, for the next month, he was trying to figure it all out, right?
Yeah. A lot of guys say that if you compete in the home run derby, like at least like the next month and a half after the All-Star break, guys will go into like a massive slump.
And by the way, this has not been confirmed that Pete Alonso has done anything to his back.
No.
Much different performance this year than years past, and also he's going against animals, but he's getting older as well, so maybe that was the case. But there was a couple awkward in that first round, just as, I feel like I've seen that move before by people.
Yeah, stretching out.
Like, oh, okay, there's a little. And then that was like maybe a minute and a half left, too. So, and he gutted through. Yeah, he gutted through the thing. And then the second round, he's vastly different, right? I mean, he was a much different hitter. And I'm not saying that happened to him, but because there is a chance that happens, the home run derby has changed, but I think it'll always be successful to watch. I enjoyed the fuck out of that last night.
It was awesome. It's always incredibly entertaining. But to your point, too, if he is hurt, like it will get very loud because the Mets are actually very good this year. He's won it 2 years in a row, so it's really like.
I'm not saying we do not know.
No,
we have no idea. We don't know shit about fuck when it comes to baseball. I'm just talking strictly about a move he made like 3 at-bats in a row. I'm like, that looks like a guy that's kind of working through something. Now, it might have been just a little
Stiffness.
And he might have got right through it because he is a stallion. We saw him doing a hex squats or whatever the fuck it is. But that just seems like, as I was watching it with how hard they were swinging, I thought the pitchers have to be so nervous. They have to be shitting their pants. These 90-year-olds with $1 million on their shoulders. And in the last round, too, like, hey, we need to fucking ball high. We need to ball high. You get a couple that start breaking out of the strike zone, everybody in that stadium and watching goes, oh, this fucking guy didn't give a guy $1 million. Didn't even give him a chance.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think the whole time. And then, like, man, those are some vicious hacks happening just for our entertainment. And the adrenaline keeps, they're getting like hyped up to swing harder and harder and harder. It's like, holy fuck, that's in the middle of the season.
The only problem with last night's Derby, I think now it's a iconic stadium, but is the stadium because it's really like just one level. Like last year it was in Coors and like it's the people were hitting the upper deck, or if you go to San Francisco or Pittsburgh, you're hitting it in the water, or Boston, you're hitting over the Green Monster. Like that was just kind of like a normal stadium, and it doesn't give you the effect of, I think, of how far they're actually hitting the fucking
because
baseball.
over 440 it felt like a basic hit.
Yeah.
A lot of they're like, oh, that was 480 yards or whatever, and it was like, it hit that net that they had in the back center, it's like, or 480 feet, it's like, it didn't look as good as leaving a fucking stadium.
Right.
But it still was awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A lot of people are commenting about the announcers and ESPN missing a couple home runs. I was thinking the same thing while I was watching it.
Yeah.
But there has to be, it's not ESPN deciding how many home runs, right? It's somebody else.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, no.
And it's not on the announcers to keep track.
Don't they have umps out there?
They do.
Yeah.
Because they said Schwarbs got fucked.
Right.
Yeah, they missed one, and he would have tied Pujols, and they would have went to a swing off or whatever.
And people are blaming like ESPN. There's no way ESPN's handling it.
No, I doubt
And
it.
I saw someone bet a lot of money on Schwarber to beat Pujols in the first matchup, so I assume that person is pretty upset about
That's the person that's lied about it. I'm watching a number, because there was a couple times, like, I'd watch the swing, but I wouldn't watch the little thing, but I'd look at the count. And they get into those grooves. I'm like, that's a home run. Gotta be.
You can tell.
And then the number wouldn't change. I'm like, oh, I guess it didn't make it. Then I started looking, and to your point, there was a lot of
bloopers.
Like, I thought every ball.
Oh, yeah. Pujols especially.
Is it the balls? It's this year's balls, right? Remember last year's balls were different.
Yeah, but I think for the Derby, they always use some sort of juice balls. Like, they want guys.
Well, the money balls were harder to hit.
The
gold
colors.
balls. Yeah, the gold balls. Mm-hmm.
That'd be tough to watch, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Joining us now is a man who should be in a home run derby.
Yeah.
Going to try to put him in a long drive contest. If those things still exist, if they survived, we would like to enter a big dumb animal from Ohio. He's got a good brain, obviously, for sports, but I would assume everything else, nobody's going to him for advice. But they should, because we got a chance to spend some days with him in Tahoe. He's actually kind of charming.
What?
Funny.
How's a brain? Certainly an animal, though, nonetheless. Won a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, a COVID survivor, a private plane survivor, and a man that got to chug Budweiser out of Lordo just a few days ago because his brother-in-law, not just Brady Quinn, his brother-in-law, his other brother-in-law, Jack Johnson, is now Stanley Cup champion. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is the face of Ohio, AJ Hawk. AJ, what's going on? Did you see high horsing earlier, pal?
I did. I actually, I've always been a fan of that segment when you get up there on your high horse. Now you're actually kind of hitting the horse a few times and twirling around, so I think it's kind of taking on a life of its own.
Well, we're actually putting together a logo for it. It's a whole thing. I'm not sure how many people can stand on a chair, because I do it at like WWE, and Michael Cole goes, "You should fall every time you do it." I'm like, I'm actually pretty comfortable on this thing. During this high horsing segment, I almost fell in the middle of it. God damn, I thought of all the golf media in the middle of my high horsing segment, just dancing on my dead horse grave when I did that. So then I had to open the legs up a little bit more, and then I started really fucking riding that horse towards the end. So thank you. I felt good about it. It will be something that sticks around because I believe people are on their high horse all the fucking time, probably until the end of days. AJ, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Everyone wants to join a team. So if you join a team, even if whether you believe your certain opinions or not, like if you want to join a team, it's pretty easy to know which side, like where you want to take on a certain subject. And I think, hey, who do I want to be? Whose side do I want to be on? Okay, I'll take that opinion. I feel like some people do that.
What? Are you saying ba? Is that what you're saying? You're saying ba?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying they're sheep. I'm saying everybody loves to be on a team, man. That's why cults are a thing. Everyone wants to be a part of something, so people want to feel like they're a part of something.
I watched that Unexplained with William Shatner.
Yeah. Big Bill Shatner show.
The Unexplained. That motherfucker deserves an Oscar for hosting that show. And I know that's an Emmy, I guess, would be, because it's a series.
Could be.
That was, what is the Silver Screen is the movie? that was silver screen acting while hosting that show.
That's Bill Shatner.
But he talked about cults. There's one about cults and why people do it, and basically everything you just said there. The Nexium thing is wild that was happening so recently. And
was that the Hollywood one where he was branding the girls?
Yeah, right above their left hips. You know, Keith something, he was putting his brands on them. And they
I
were
watched an HBO one on that one. That was intense.
Hey, they were like pretty successful people going in there.
Oh, yeah.
And buying it. That's wild that has happened very recently. I think it was only like within the last decade or two. Like that's always something I would assume just from the past, but I guess cults are everywhere. And now, is it tribalism where people want to kind of link up together and social media be able to do that?
I think so, yeah.
And I think the confirmation bias also, changes things because people don't even want to hear anything from the other side. So that all coming together, I think humans are basically set up to be fucked. Like you're kind of set up to be fucked.
Also, when it's through your phone or on social media, like it's a lot easier, I guess, to have a strong take or to have something that it's a lot easier than doing something face to face.
Oh, you're talking to people.
Not even talking trash. Not saying I'm gonna say, oh, you're not even jocked. You're not jocked. Not that. They wouldn't do that to your face. I'm just saying like opinions. It's a lot easier to do it through your phone. A lot easier for people to tell anybody their feelings through their phone, probably.
Unit and the boys out there at Lake Tahoe. There was one drive where they go, he's not jocked. It was like 4 people screaming it at the. Do you remember that?
That was awesome.
That was fucking awesome. Yeah. It was a good time. But what I was going to say, though, is not the negative thing. What do the Catholics, right? You go and tell the priest, and there's behind the screen, and then there's face-to-face.
Right.
And nobody ever does the face-to-face, right? Everybody's behind the screen whenever they're saying something terrible. And
you'd probably prefer to go behind the screen.
That's kind of what you're saying about the whole, like, it's pretty simple to
It's easier. Yeah, it's much easier, right? It's not as personal, I feel like. So people are more apt to do it.
I was called some terrible things last night because of me being pumped about guys getting $120, $100 million and stuff like that. And
do the people are getting mad at you. Do you think they actually know your real opinion on this whole matter?
Bah, bah, bah. That's what I think. Literally, that's all I could think the entire time. I'm like, you fucking shit.
We need to have Brandel Chambly on. He's a guy that like a lot of the golfers get in arguments with, and they have strong opinions. He has very strong opinions. I wonder what he would think of you going on your high horse.
Well, I don't know who this man is.
He's a Golf Channel dude.
Sounds awesome. I appreciate how good he is if he's debating with people. But all I care about is that it's not just athletes being attacked. Like, I just don't think that's fair at all. And athletes, for a long time, have never had a voice because their business is handled by other people normally, and platforms are picking and choosing who gets to do it. Now more than ever, athletes are able to talk and do whatever the fuck they want because social media is kind of taking down all that. And I just don't appreciate that. Like, I never will. Never will. It's whatever the case, because I've only been friends and around athletes, I think, my entire life. So it's just like how I feel, I think. And I've gotten very lucky to play different sports and meet people from vastly different backgrounds. I played overseas and roomed with guys who were Muslim whenever I was like 13 and watched them do the 5 prayers. And I had no idea. There was nobody who was Muslim in Plum. And then I come back from a trip. I'm like, oh, I just met and experienced something that was vastly different. Then I get into the football world and I'm fucking with guys. I'm literally chatting at a pretty, high level.
Okay.
Pretty high level with people from Compton in South Florida. It's like I've been very lucky to meet a mirage of human beings from so many different backgrounds, and I'm very fortunate from it. But it's all because of athletics, and it's all athletes. So I think I respect the grind a lot more for athletes from all backgrounds than most people who chat about it. And you too, AJ. And we talked to Darius about this. I just think it's a different time, and I will not stand for athletes being attacked when nobody else is, AJ. I can't do it. I won't do it. And I haven't done it. And that's just how it is, AJ. And I think that's why I had to hop up on this fucking horse and talk to the people on the Twitter last night.
I mean, I get it. Like, if you're going to start this, then wouldn't you have to go after everybody and everyone that has like questionable money behind whatever they are in? But I mean, yeah, a different time, whatever. I don't know. I just always wonder what made this. We understand with Saudi Arabia and the horrendous things they have done, but what made this the situation where everybody piled on the players?
Oh, because
was it Phil? Like, if Phil didn't have his whole gaff, would this be as big a deal?
I think you're right.
Well, that's maybe the case. I just thought it was the PGA Tour just control.
Probably that.
Yeah,
Probably
that's a big part of it.
Hey, we got to bury these guys.
Because remember, there was back in the day, they talked about the PGA going to Washington and lobbying against some, some thing.
Antitrust.
Greg
Norman.
Norman.
Antitrust.
Yeah, against the first one. Yeah, the antitrust thing. So it's maybe you're 100% right. And I should have thought of that, but also I just assumed it was the PGA being like, hey, remember, and like sending emails. Hey, remember
the people that cover the PGA Tour. I don't know how many media members they have. They need the tour to be thriving as well. So why are they going to write any like, hey, this live tour is great? Like when they're writing on the PGA Tour and they see all these stars leaving.
So they're getting paid by the PGA Tour. You're saying?
No, but they cover the PGA Tour. If there's not a PGA Tour, where do they work?
No, but live could be another golf option. But the PGA people.
These people aren't going to go to live though. If they're not going to write it, are they going to write about live? They're going to go to an event.
I'm sure they won't. Yeah, I'm sure they won't.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of different. Like, nothing is black and white. There's nuance. There's things like to everything.
Did you hear about the PGA Tour game?
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, it's coming out. It's a new one. It's called Road to the Masters. It's fucking awesome.
Sweet.
So pumped.
EA Sports. It's in the game. It's, Road to Masters.
They got clean money, right?
Well, that's the
Who, Augusta or EA Sports?
That's the thing, actually, because EA that's the problem.
My God.
You know what I mean? So that would mean that the PGA Tour directly, right, worked with, let alone the 23 other sponsors that have been tied to, that. They literally just made that deal, and 1.1 billion is a lot more than like 90 million and 100 million.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
But we did learn that they tracked that money, and EA Sports was only using it in a couple different games, and not in marketing or anything else. It was just in some places. They had the money tagged,
earmarked, if you will.
Yeah, they had.
Did Live earmark their money so it's okay?
Well, no, because it's one place, but like
just one. Okay.
Yeah, these companies that get this money from the same place, they all have it, and none of it goes into like marketing. Like
nope,
none of that.
Just game sales.
Does that make it okay?
Well, yeah. That's why. That's why it's completely okay. And that's. I'm thankful they did that.
Yeah,
me too.
Rainy day fun.
Thank you, guys.
Makes sense why they won't fucking fix Madden now too.
Why is that? Because they can't dive into the money.
Yeah.
That was given to their company to up their valuation and up everything and make their things better, to sell more, to make more money off of people. Americans make more money off Americans. They can't dive into that investment, right? They can't.
Yeah, well, and which is interesting because now PGA Tour saying, we'll just make the next great game.
Yeah, but PGA Tour said don't use.
But can't use.
Don't
look.
And then the other 23 sponsors that they have that potentially any of that money filtered through, like they can't. They said.
Don't touch it.
Whoa.
Hey, this game they just made, though, just made a deal. Did the game come out yet?
No, it comes out in
2023.
Okay, so they have time to take away any of the players they've already built that went to live because they're not in the game right
now.
Well,
you cancel the deal.
Oh, yeah, of course, right? So there's not going to be a game?
No.
Wow. It's already in development.
No.
They paid Augusta.
Hey, the game's going to be awesome. Can't do it.
They paid Augusta a lot of money.
What are you terrible people?
Look, I'm playing GTA.
Wait, Augusta took money? Augusta took money?
I believe so. That's why I wasn't in the game for so long.
Oh, shit.
Because there was a very exclusive, this is... Because in the other games, it was the Open Championship and the PGA Championship, but the only major they didn't have was the Masters.
God damn, what can we do? I say, wearing my Rolex, official sponsor of the Saudi Golf League, and my Nike hat that has super squeaky clean background, drinking my Starbucks with an iPhone in my left on the desk right here.
Nike shoes.
What can it? Got some Air Forces on. Got a lot of it.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, and I think Boeing made Air Force One, and I think Boeing also.
Big company.
Boeing did not make Air Force One.
I don't want to, be the bearer of bad news,
but
the new sponsor of the NFL is Nike now.
Not the shoe. I'm talking about the plane.
Oh, you're talking about Air Force One, the president?
Yeah, and you're wearing Air Force Ones.
Is a Boeing plane?
I think so.
No way.
You can look it up.
This is disgusting. We got to move.
Yeah.
Got to move.
Yeah, Russia.
Where we?
Oh, no.
What's your problem?
What
is your problem?
at this point, who knows where you can go?
Well, I certainly know that's not one.
You can't go to South America.
Yeah.
Can you even go to Switzerland now?
What do you mean?
I don't know. They probably got their hands in some. I bet there are a lot of banks in
the
Switzerland.
banks over there, they're saving their money. They're harboring money for people to evade taxes and do other stuff and keep their money and continue to. Man, we're fucked, dude.
That's right.
All right, that's the show, I guess.
We could go to Antarctica.
See you guys never. What's that?
We could go to Antarctica.
I don't know if you want to go there.
Well,
It's a tough place to live.
What?
I don't know if anybody lives there, except for maybe there's.
Isn't there a hole in Antarctica, the center of the Earth?
That's the North Pole, Tony.
That's the North Pole. That's the South Pole.
Oh,
You're
something.
Antarctica's south, isn't it?
Yeah, Antarctica. There's about 50 countries in there.
There's a lot of people in there.
And penguins.
Can't go there. This sucks, dude.
Man.
Okay, where's this? Is that lead?
Oh,
I got it. Just buy a yacht. You just have to live on a yacht
International
forever.
waters.
International waters.
Is that going to be electric? Is that going to be electric? Because what, am I dumping oil into the fucking ocean then?
You could be a space pirate.
Yeah, we could build robots to row the boat.
Sailing yacht.
All those.
Raise the sails.
You see the new
All
season.
right, let's move on.
Who makes those sails?
We do. We knit them with our hands.
From what fabric?
Yeah, where are you getting the fabric?
What fabric?
We will skin them from
The
sheep.
East Indies.
Sheep?
With wool. Yeah, wool sails. It'll keep us warm. In case we need a blanket.
And tell you what the vegans are.
It'll be sail / blanket.
Boom.
The vegans aren't going to be happy with that.
It's just we're
You're not
shaving
killing them.
We're shaving, but we can't. What are we using to shave? Can't use anything really with power.
Now you have to bite it out with your teeth.
Hands and teeth.
Yeah.
Hands and teeth.
Yeah.
All right, now we're good. Fuck the hat.
Congrats.
No more pencil.
Take your watch off.
Watch off. I am so sorry.
Where's that beater made?
What's?
no.
No.
Well, you can't.
This thing was
How about
made.
that chain too?
People
Well,
are
it's
very
the
happy
Aztecs.
making all of these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
That thing was made in Italy. I looked it up. That's fine. That's fine. Italian
Yeah, because
fabric right there.
That was Tommy Bahama.
That pinky ring, I saw it. I saw a picture of it in Saudi Arabia.
Nah, not this one.
Different one.
This one was I made it myself.
Are we going to make the boat out of wood? Because
Nice.
we can't add to
you make me
deforestation.
Fuck.
No, we'll make it out of plastic from the island of plastic in the Pacific Ocean.
So we're taking
there you
plastic
go.
out of the ocean
That's a good
to
idea.
create our boat.
Boom.
Now we're
Because
talking.
it's already out there. So we're using recycled plastic that other
India.
fucking terrible people
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
have used before. They
Yep.
were discussed.
Don't look into some of the deals that some of these recycling companies have
No,
cut either.
don't you, Nick. What is real?
We can take metal from old railroads that aren't used anymore and build a boat out of that.
And that came straight from Pittsburgh. So let's
Boom.
Boom. Just like Heinz. Ugh.
Yeah. You can use the old Heinz ketchup bottle.
Yeah, hollow that out and fucking.
Yeah, I'll be the Dewey in the back of
Oh,
to
yeah.
get to islands.
And then we'll kick. We won't have an engine.
No.
We will kick it together in an hourly time frame.
Yes.
Which will be our daily workout and our safest and most green option of traveling around the
Do
ocean.
you have
where we
any
have
idea how many migrant workers died to lay that railroad track?
He's right.
Yeah, but they're dead already. So fuck it.
Well,
Qatar?
that's going against everything we are currently doing.
No.
Yeah,
Hey, we're
literally-
just trying to be better for the future.
No, literally what you just
We're
said.
trying- that was thousands of years ago. We can't worry about those people.
Well, that
Thousands of years ago, laying the railroads. What do you think the locomotive
Internet years. We're talking about internet years.
who was it? Carnegie? No.
Yeah, it was the year
Carnegie?
49. Andrew Carnegie, one of the greatest Americans of all time. Yeah.
Where's he from?
Fucking Pittsburgh. Why?
Right,
Yeah, well, where's his ancestors from?
Fucking London town.
Germany? Something
London?
like
He's
that?
from London?
Probably.
Oh, well, you know what they did.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can we even drink tea anymore?
No way.
Absolutely not.
Since the Boston Massacre, we haven't been able to.
Listen, we
What
gotta
are you talking
move
about?
on.
Kings and queens never did anything wrong. They didn't kill anybody.
It's from Scotland.
He's from Scotland?
The sun never set on the British Empire.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to walk through it.
We're still robbing India. That's what that means.
Let's move on.
They're prisoners
Before
are
you
in
move
Australia.
on, the dumbest thing though is that with everything that you have said, you are completely against all of what has happened in Saudi Arabia and what they have done, just like everybody else. But it's not the same. It doesn't matter. It's not enough to be tied together. You're saying like, yeah, just why the athletes? Why? I don't know.
Yes.
I guess why the hypocrisy? But that question that'll go on forever. Like,
Why
you're
the
never gonna figure
athletes?
that out.
This is just like when Notre Dame stormed the field, same exact weekend as,
Yep.
you know, and the sports athletes were, the sports fans were the fucking dumb ones who were trying to kill everybody. And it was like, that is nothing compared to the hundreds of thousands of people that are meeting up in cities on either coast right now. And I understand the sports are just dumb and everything, but I'm tired of sports people being attacked. Speaking of sports, let's move along. Fred Warner did I think Aaron Rodgers called him the best inside linebacker in the NFL.
Correct.
Then Darius Leonard and Aaron Rodgers had a little bit of a tiff because of said. Then Darius and Aaron chatted about it, talked about it, and Aaron talked about how he had trained with Fred Warner, had seen Fred Warner's development. Absolute superstar, Fred Warner. Says, hey, you know what? Trey Lance is ready for this leadership role that he's about to get. Fred Warner on Trey Lance leading 49ers. He's ready for it. This is from around the NFL. Everything from a teammate of Trey Lance has been positive. That is my first read on whether or not a guy is going to be a guy. Now, they've seen him in practice all year. They've seen him handle himself in meetings. They've seen him around the building. They've seen him working for Jimmy G as his backup quarterback. They know more about this guy than anybody else. And every single one of them has said nothing but glowing and very positive things. George Kittle came on this show and was like, yeah, I'm bringing him out to tight end. This fucking guy is awesome. I love him. Fred Warner's like, he's ready to be a leader. Okay, he's quarterback in the NFL. He's going to have to do it. He's a little bit younger, but you're automatically thrusted into that role as quarterback. Got to see Jimmy G do it before. I'm very excited for the Trey Lance era and for the 49ers, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I am too. And obviously the number one source you can go to ask if this dude is ready are guys that are on the team that have seen him in practice, seen him how he handles himself in the locker room, what kind of leader he is, like the presence he has. But at the same time, what are they going to say to the media when you're asked about your guy who's going to be your starting quarterback? You're not. I think I don't have any inside sources there or whatever. I think Trey Lance hopefully is a stud, but I don't think we know. And these players, I think that what you can take from it is, yeah, they feel comfortable with him leading the team, and that feels good. Now, is he successful? Who knows? Let's see.
That is such a real thing. But I think guys dance around it. You know, like
they weren't. Yeah, we didn't see any guys. I haven't seen any guys at least dance around the question really, and just try to give something they feel is right. They seem very genuine in what they're saying.
And he was with Josh Allen, right, at tight end. And Kittle said, I love Josh Allen. He's big, he's athletic. He doesn't have a lot of football in him, right? Out of Minnesota, went to Dakota. Like he is still his ceiling. Everybody talks about this guy's ceiling is we are nowhere near how good he can become. With Shanahan there, watching Jimmy, I talk about it a lot. I wish Andrew Luck could have watched Peyton Manning for 1 year. Not possible with contracts and the way it all set out and the way it turned out. But I do wish that Andrew could have seen Peyton Manning because he would have got a master's degree in how to be a quarterback quick. Boom. That's all you really need. Trey getting to watch Jimmy G for a year operate, I think that is a big advantage. Getting a chance to learn from Shanahan, Jimmy G, and everybody, the offense. It's kind of being built around him right now, too. It feels like Trey's going to go on and they got a team.
Yeah.
They got a squad.
Yeah. I mean, the Niners are just one of those teams where it feels like he's going to be supported. And granted, if you're a quarterback, it's different, but I feel like when you see how good the team around you is, he knows he doesn't have to do as much as like a guy like Zach Wilson, who when he's starting and it's like, they don't really have the team around him. He probably feels like he has to do much more. Like Trey Lance just needs to kind of show development. Like they're good enough where if he isn't, an MVP candidate this year, like there's still a very good chance they're going to make the playoffs. Like I think he's in a very good position to succeed.
To your point, he started one season and 16 games in 2019 in college. 2020, they only played that one showcase game or whatever it was because of COVID, and then he got drafted.
So that's quite a roll of the dice, by the way. They trade the entire future for the third pick overall. And when everybody thought it was Mac Jones, who just had the greatest college football career or season that in the history of college football with Sarkisian's offense, Mac Jones is going to be a guy. That is quite a roll of the dice, and I have faith in Lynch and Shanahan, but that is not a lot of games. But the boys love him. Seems like the boys fucking love him.
Well, we're going to know before the season because Jimmy G's still under contract. It's not like he's a free agent and they're, completely done with that situation.
What are they doing with him? They're cutting him? You think they're cutting Jimmy G?
I mean, if they can't trade for him, they have to cut him, don't they?
No one's going to take the contract on after
2?
Yeah, I think 22, 25 after his shoulder surgery. He's been injured, 2 of the last 3 years?
Tell the Browns to sign him, man.
Yeah, but he would be a perfect
2 games, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, is that the rumor?
Ian told us yesterday, don't listen to anybody that says anything. But then Florio, who has super good connections, legit, says, hey, somebody went through her, because that's the only way we'd be able to know.
Florio, very locked in the lawyer world.
Everybody is just fucking throwing it. And my source told me 7 games. And then another one, anonymous source. 12 games, this fucking guy. And then somebody came out one time. Remember, Ian was talking about it. No suspension, maybe a fine.
fine.
What if that happens?
Holy fuck.
People are gonna be.
The place will burn.
Hey, we talked to Darius about this. Are we taking Sue's ruling as guilt or not guilt? How are we taking it?
Ooh. I don't know. I haven't thought of it that way, really.
Me neither. It fucked me up in the first
Because
hour.
you don't have to be guilty to be charged, to be suspended by the NFL, though. It's just if they feel you violated whatever.
What is it? The code of conduct.
Personal conduct policy.
Yeah, the personal conduct policy, which we all signed. That's 7,000 pages long, I think. Do you remember that thing? Do you remember that?
Oh,
Fuck. Yeah. You signed this. I was told that a couple times. You signed this right here. Remember this? Where was that picture posted? Where did you take that picture at? In the equipment room? What's this say? No photos to be posted from a football room. I was in an equipment room. Is the equipment room a football room? I don't know. Is it in there? You tell me. Was there an asterisk in there or not? Imagine dealing with me, by the way. That'd be a fucking nightmare.
Can you imagine? That would be exhausting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that thing, I mean, there's
It's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's 2 pages of that thing being turned to get to that thing and then show to me. Is this what you signed?
I don't know. I don't. Also, thinking about it now, about her ruling, I would imagine the majority of people have already made up their mind whether he's guilty or not.
Well,
and what she says doesn't change their opinion.
What if the Honorable Judge Sue Robinson says, in accordance to the personal conduct policy of the NFL, clause 4027, clause 5, clause 6, I have ruled Deshaun Watson is broke by doing boom. What if she lays out through trial?
I hope it is. Don't you think is it possible that she would do a presser, that she'd answer questions about why she had this ruling?
No way, right?
No. She just tells Roger.
Yeah, she reports to Roger.
Will they explain, though, why, if he does, let's say hypothetically, he gets 8 games. Is she going to explain what exactly went wrong to give him these 8 games?
No.
I think Roger.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then is that when we...
They don't get in detail, though, do they?
What
when
if
they talk about it.
What if she comes out and says, I've decided 0 games because what if Deshaun gets completely cleared by this?
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility, right?
And what they lay out, we talked to boom, 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 and they've done more investigating right than all of us. We can assume that.
I sure hope so.
We hope.
Yeah.
We fucking
you hope so.
We hope that's the case. But if that comes out, does that change anybody's mind? Probably not. Right?
No, I think that's already made up. I mean, we talked about this before, long ago with the Big Ben thing. People who thought terribly about Big Ben as soon as he was done.
Yeah, but we're racist because we didn't cover the Big Ben thing the same way we're covering the Deshaun Watson thing.
Yeah, that was tough. We should have thought of that in 2009, whenever the hell that was.
2013, I think, or 2012. I was punting the fuck out of balls at that point. I think that was the first year I really knew how to punt.
Yeah.
Connor was tackling A.J. Dillon in his 7th year of high school.
Yeah, I was in my second high school. At that
Were you
point.
guys tagged? He ran over a mascot. I didn't know if anybody else saw that.
Wait, what?
I didn't like that.
What happened?
Who did, AJ?
Yeah, he ran over a mascot.
You didn't like it, Ty?
Did that guy know it was coming?
Why are you being ball humbug?
Bingo. That is not what that fucking mascot signed up for. That guy had no idea. Probably broke 2-3 of his ribs.
He lost his head?
Everyone, ha ha ha! Look how funny this is. I wanted to reach out to that guy. Dude, are you okay?
There's no way.
Did you and Quadzilla talk about that? Okay, because we had a guy that's on the talks table of our show that was potentially supposed to happen, and did you know that was going to happen? He jumped. He literally jumped perfectly though.
Well, it looked like he couldn't see out his mascot head. And that all of a sudden he was kind of just looking around.
Was that Poopies?
Was
that Poopies?
His head
Very
popped
possible.
off. There's no way he wanted his head to pop off. That's like a mascot's biggest fear.
Can't have it.
Yeah, he might have split his head open on the path
It was a
on the way
nasty
to
shot.
It was very
terrible whiplash.
But also follow up, that's not AJ's fault that the fucking rinky dink mascot head won't stick on. If they agreed, hey, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And maybe they did, but I have a tough time believing that guy knew what he was signing up for. He's used to running around the fucking outfield and tripping, and letting the hot dog run around him, not having a fucking 265-pound.
Have you talked to this?
No. And you know what? If he did want that gas, then that guy's a moron.
Well, did you?
Well, he's a
I don't
mascot.
think that guy had any idea.
He may have wanted it though.
Yes, I think
he may have wanted it, but he didn't. He didn't
know.
fully understand the force until it happened.
He didn't know. He wasn't ready. He didn't respect it. I don't think he respected what could potentially.
Probably thought hey, I got this mascot deal on. I'm good. I got a little bit of patty, and all of a sudden, oh wait, whiplash. Oh, the back of my head hit the ground. I'm knocked out. I'm concussed. And he wakes up. He's like, where? What World is happening.
But
if he's awake.
AJ Dillon, good guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he like
It's not his fault.
noted good guy? I would
guy.
assume he's not just fucking
Just
dieseling
running
a
hard.
mascot, just running hard. Guy only knows one way. Fucking guy won an Oklahoma drill. What do you want?
Through the whistle.
Through the whistle.
Don't go full speed, you might get hurt.
I mean, coming from the guy who truck sticked that dude at the golf tournament every single year for 10
he
years
there?
in a row.
Yeah, he was there.
We both.
That guy
Hey,
is yoked.
He's Dom Batista.
Yeah.
He is jacked.
He is jacked. I can't
We
believe
shook hands beforehand though and said, "Are you sure, man? Are you sure?" Every time. And I don't know if AJ Dillon, maybe he did have that with the mascot.
Did
I
you?
hope so.
I assume he did. AJ Dillon, good guy. Just seen him giving a hello to people that are taking a tour of Lambeau.
Yeah, well, he had to do that after he murdered somebody in that baseball.
He's
game.
been reading a book club. You know how much good shit is in this book club? He's a good guy. You think he read Fingerprint of the Gods and isn't a good guy?
I mean-
you think he read this fucking book that was actually in a book club last season, and he's not a good guy?
Good
Did Aaron
counterpoint.
travel with those books, by the way?
Huh?
Did he travel with the books to
Aaron?
Tahoe? Yeah. The book club books.
Yeah, there's a bunch of books in this room.
Yeah, he had the Daily Stoic. He was reading it every morning.
A big satchel of books that he carries around with him.
Nice tote bag.
You're telling me that AJ Dillon read page 367 here, and where clearly, maybe 370 actually,
Okay.
the terrible destruction continued unabated for a long period. Then at last Ra intervened to save the lives of a remnant, the ancestors of present humanity. You're telling me he read that, and you think he's just lining up to fucking smoke a mascot without the mascot knowing? I don't think so.
Yeah, they're talking about that guy's fucking kidneys and the remnants that are after he's been
You
pissing
told
blood.
me you stopped at page 350. You don't even fucking know what's going on here. Remember we read this together, AJ, during the
Yes,
season?
we did.
Think-
Over Zoom.
Think about fucking recommending this book for a weekly book club. Aaron's the best. What an
How many pages?
I believe that.
I mean, Graham Hancock is legit. Like, he's got some interesting stuff.
No, Graham
574.
Graham Harrell?
Graham.
He's no Graham Harrell, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, but still.
Let's go Mountaineers.
Let's go Mountaineers.
We have a quote from the mascot, I guess. He did an interview with The Athletic. The quote reads as such. I actually texted my dad. I was like, guess who's about to do the Oklahoma drill against AJ Dillon? He texted me back and was like, what? You got this. And yeah, I did not have it at all.
Also,
Okay, so fuck this guy.
Yeah, he knew.
He knew.
He knew. And
So
his,
he thought he had a chance?
I
no,
guess.
his dad did. Read
Well,
that.
that's okay. His dad's got I understand. You got to instill confidence
Thanks,
in your kids.
Dad.
But did he really think he had him?
I don't think so. Guess who's about to do the Oklahoma drill against AJ Dillon? His dad texted him back, what? You got this. His dad never seen an NFL player before in real life. I assume, dude, pretty good athlete, this guy.
Yeah.
sure.
And his dad's like, yeah, you got him. You got him. I don't think he had any expectations of having a successful outcome within the fucking Oklahoma drill with AJ Dillon.
Yeah, no chance.
Just like you.
In a mascot.
That
I mean,
was you. He pictured you when he was running through that.
Yeah.
yeah, and that did motivate me. Like, hey, maybe we could do it. But then I just remembered, when AJ Dillon came on here, he says he, goes on Twitch and plays Call of Duty, and that's an Activision game. So, no thanks. I don't want to be associated with that.
Let's get to a break.
Way to tie it together, Con.
Let's get to a break. So maybe he didn't read page 574 like we did.
Yeah.
Well, he might have, but I don't know if we can stamp him as a good guy because he's still playing
Well,
Saudi
who
games.
makes these books? Who makes these books?
I don't know.
Where are they bound?
Yeah.
Wood makes books.
Corn makes
whiskey.
Yeah.
Saudi makes fucking video games. God damn it.
Not just that, pal. They make
They don't
all-
make them, right? They
make-
just back the people who make them.
What's
Well,
the difference?
Ipso facto,
I know. Hey.
As Connor said earlier, the transitive property.
they make coffee, tea,
What?
baked goods,
What?
gas,
What?
internet,
What?
movies,
What?
great movies,
What? Coca-Cola.
What?
sports.
What?
Oh,
Bank of America.
no.
It has America in the name.
It does. The fuck?
Did you see who else is on that list?
What do banks need investment money for? I thought that's what you're taking all our fucking money for.
Yeah. Now we're in debt.
And what are they even taking? What
We're in debt to
the
Saudi.
fuck is going on?
Jimmy
The
Seafood.
Bank of the United States of America.
See that Jimmy Seafood took a big fucking investment from
From who?
the Saudis.
Did they?
Jimmy Seafood did, yeah.
That's why it
To
takes
throw their cricket parade.
That makes sense.
Rudy Subs would never.
Cicada parade.
I kind of wish they would at this point. They're open limited amount of hours. Need to.
But Luke Malnati's.
That's from Chicago.
I know. Isn't that Ty? Well, Ty, what's the Philly place you always get?
No, D'Alessandro's, dude.
No,
And
they did not.
They would never.
We need to stop.
All right,
throwing these
maybe
names.
those fuckers at Geno's or Pat's, but not D'Alessandro's.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll answer
I
some.
like when
phone-
people have serious conversations with Ty when he asks that.
He did it 3 times.
Yeah, only one, but.
You, Colleen Wolf, was so happy to share Philadelphia stories with you.
I know.
On multiple occasions. And you refused to even give even more. You just did the same.
Yeah, well.
Yo!
She fell hook, line, and sinker for the same bit 3 times
Nah,
in a row.
nah, she's
I love
busy.
Colleen. I love Colleen.
Yeah.
What is this?
Don't leave me lonely.
Yeah.
Old school.
T's and P's to Pat's and Geno's, by the way.
Are we able to play this?
Yeah, why
I think
not?
so.
Yeah.
Did Saudi produce it?
This used to be.
I got to go.
Where's that?
Real quick. Where does the guitars come from?
Texas.
How about the computers that are generating the music? Can we not listen to music anymore?
There's a problem.
Pants.
Are those Fenders?
Well, I mean, you can't listen on AirPods. Tell you how much I'm throwing mine
Those
out right
things
now.
stink anyways.
Well, let's get out of here, dude. We need to change the subject, but
Yeah.
You ain't never seen a bro kick it like that. Pat McAfee Show, and we do it for the fans.
Is that guy English, though?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, well.
What?
I thought we were just talking about England. What are they doing?
Thunder.
This is in the British Empire.
Let's get to a break. I'm sick of it.
Sun never setting.
Hey, they're dealing with a heat wave right now, all right?
Hey, we're changing the world, though, I feel like. Honestly, I feel like we are changing. This never happens, but we're a dumb show. We're changing the world right now.
right.
Go! Look at us, AJ.
Look at us.
Just like it said in The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
You gonna go through the whole list on this show?
Just when it calls for it. Page
Yeah, of course.
123. No, page, what page was it? 172.
There it is.
Give up the relationship with yourself.
Boom.
Couldn't have said it fucking better.
Well said.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We're back at, shut up, AJ. Don't be so dumb. You're making everybody say, yeah, sports people are dumb when you say stuff like that.
My bad.
We're
I
back in
apologize.
4 minutes. Cheers. Something big. Hey, we're announcing something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. Today's a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super It's a pretty big deal. You know, whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back. Stinks here, huh? What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we're in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do.
You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody?
I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bellino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports.
Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Is sponsored by the best ticket app on earth and the moon. This is your weekly reminder that listeners of this show get 10% off at the link in the description. Oh, yeah. It's time to start looking at what NFL games you want to go to. There's 500,000 plus. Yeah. We're online for tickets to the game in Munich. The second half of baseball season is on the way, and there are concerts going on all summer long.
Let's go.
Get tickets to it all on SeatGeek. Their seating chart will make sure you're getting the best value possible every single time. Just remember to hit the link in the description next time you buy some tickets for 10% off.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the show. Shout out to SeatGeek, by the way, our first ever sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Still sponsoring us like 5 years later. We fucking love them.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. How'd they survive the world event stoppage?
Don't.
They didn't, actually.
Yeah, they were.
They did not.
Competitor did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the competitor that owns basically every venue in America
Mm-hmm.
and sells all the tickets themselves?
Yeah.
So when I go watch the band America,
Yeah.
I'm potentially watching it at a venue that's owned by Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
God damn.
You said it.
No, they keep that money out of that.
Okay.
Is AJ here still?
It's never fun.
Is AJ still here? Can you give me the Germany graphic, the Germany ticket graphic? And is AJ here?
I'm here.
There you go, Mitt. Atta baby, Mitt.
There it is.
Hey, Mitt, you're doing good, mother.
Atta baby, Mitt.
Mitt.
Mitt and Zito spinning plates back there.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you're doing great in the back. Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor talks the table. 10 Diggs, one half the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys is here. AJ Hawk, my left, your right. And Ty mentioned something there that was, very true. There's 562,000 people. I think it was the number 500. Can you put that up? Put that graphic up there.
Yeah.
542,942 people waiting for the tickets to go on sale for that game in Munich on September 13th, I believe is the game in Munich. First game in Germany. German, obviously, military bases over there, but also the locals, Germans, massive fans of football. And I only know that because of Bjorn Werner, former teammate of mine, and ping pong nemesis is obviously from there, and now he's one of the voices of the NFL in Germany. We're good with this. In Germany, he has a massive following over there. Massive. Anytime we talk about him, these fucking Germans show up in our goddamn comment section. Yep. They do this thing that they do, and it is loud. It is a lot. And I think this is great news for the NFL that this is happening, and also great news for Germany because that definitely means more games are going in the future, AJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, the first 54,000 people just waiting for the opportunity to get tickets, right?
542,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'd say it's already off to a success here. So how many more games has Raj already have in the works to be played over there?
Well, he's doing math right now, like 542,000. How many are in a stadium? Fuck, we can fill 5 stadiums right now, 6 stadiums right now, 7 stadiums. So we need, how do we get 8 games over there? Fuck.
At the very least, it's going to be like London, right? There will at least be one game every single year there.
What country is next? Like, because England became a thing. London games became a thing. The only team that hasn't played in London is?
The Packers, who have played there this year.
Playing this year. But every other team had played over there. It became a norm. Remember, the Jaguars are almost going to be the home team for a little bit. London has really developed into its own celebration. We get to watch games, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.?
Yep. It's awesome.
It is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It is. Those days are great. It's like super wild card weekend.
Perfect.
When they go to London. Now, the games are normally, but nonetheless, it's a festival. Players are going to hate it, though.
Oh, yeah.
I played in that game over there. I mean, there wasn't a lot of my teammates who were like, yeah, this is awesome. This is what we love. It just breaks everything.
Are you glad you did it, though? Are you glad you were part of a team that went?
I didn't do anything. I just stayed at the hotel, ate edibles, played a game we lost, had to punt a brand new football because Walt Anderson's a fuck, got an offsides penalty for the same reason. But I enjoyed meeting, like on the bus, when you travel, there's locals, and I'm a talkative person. So I learned a lot, I feel like. I got to go speak at the festival downtown where they said there was 950,000 people or whatever, maybe in the entire, there wasn't when I was speaking. Maybe I don't know a good judgment of numbers, but getting to meet everybody over there, it was really cool. It was because the only times I've ever gone over there, overseas, is just playing sports against people, and you don't necessarily get the best whenever you're talking to people that you're competing. I felt like when we went over there for the England game, got the best out of people. Like, people were very nice to us, very relaxed with us, very comfortable with us, very proud that we were over there. Everybody seemed to have a fucking great personality. I feel like as a cultured human, I loved it. But football-wise, I don't think you're going to find a lot of players or coaches that are ever going to enjoy that happening in the middle of the season, AJ?
No, like you said, you're changing your whole routine up and doing all of this stuff in the middle of a season where every single coach is on pins and needles at all times on the verge of a heart attack because they're so just anxious and nervous and so uptight about holding on to this gig and trying to win a football game. So, yeah, I would imagine in the moment it's kind of tough for some people, but then later on they maybe look back and say, all right, I'm glad I went. Like, I didn't go play in London. I never really was like, oh, man, I wish we would go to London and play. But I think it would be a thing like, I went there. It was cool. I'm glad I did it. That's why I feel like.
Yeah, it's like if you enjoy life, you're going to enjoy everything that's thrown at you. But if they keep adding games, Germany's going to happen every single year now.
Isn't DAZN? I think that's what DAZN had NFL rights in Germany. I know at least a couple of years ago. They're a big part of it.
Spain, Italy,
So
Germany, Brazil.
We play in Mexico already.
Canada. That's where DAZN has rights at. I'm not talking about game. I'm just talking about where DAZN has rights in. That's where their rights are. But 542,000, any promoter that sees that is going to be trying to.
Exactly.
We need 2 games, actually. Don't you think we need 2 games here?
Think of like the NBA commissioner and major league commissioners and owners. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the NFL can do whatever they want.
Can you have one in Berlin and one in Munich, I guess?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Probably.
You know what you could do? Hey, wait. So the World Cup is in November.
Stuttgart,
Couldn't we have a couple of
Mm-hmm.
December games in Qatar? There's like 5 stadiums there with air
they're not one of the.
What were you going to say? Obviously.
So this offseason or whatever, every team
Unused
basically
stadiums.
got assigned a home marketing area for international games, and they said they will have their best efforts to ensure clubs play their international games in their international home market. So like Germany's the Panthers, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Bucks, but there's also the Rams are in Australia. Brazil has the Dolphins. Canada has the Vikings and Seahawks. China has the Rams. And then there's Germany, Mexico, and Spain and London. So it'll probably be.
What?
What was that sound?
I didn't know China had a team.
Yeah, the Rams.
Wait, the NFL assigns them the team? How's that work?
So it's like that's where their marketing's going. I think because when you go to a game in London, the game I went to, I might be wrong now, it's just a celebration of like American sports almost. So you see baseball jerseys, basketball jerseys, every NFL team is represented. You got people traveling from all over to be there. And I think they're trying to get more of like a home team feel. They're trying to get like a home team feel over there.
sense.
I'm not 100% sure if that's what they're trying to do, but it seems like that's what they're trying to do. It's fascinating to me that the Rams would be Australia.
Yeah.
Because
That's their closest.
Yeah, but also like there's a lot of Aussie punters in the NFL right now.
True.
There's a lot of representatives, and I don't think the Rams have one. But that feels like a country that would get a game
Yeah.
Because Australia's producing a lot of NFL guys and changing the game, and they have a passionate crowd. And the Aussie.
Brazil's the next place.
You could see Brazil.
You think?
They only have one team.
A lot of people there. It's the UFC does very well over there. I would imagine football would too.
Yeah, but Aussie rules football.
You could see Spain.
I think they're fans.
I'm not saying you could have a lot of games there, but you could have a couple where people would be like, "Yeah, I'm interested. Like I want to go see it." Imagine somebody that hasn't seen much football at all, and they go watch in person. It's got to blow your mind. First off, you probably have no idea what's going on. Like the rules are hard to know if you didn't grow up watching it.
I think Australia is a big market for the NFL.
Yeah.
I think, but that is what, a 27-hour
At
travel.
least Brazil's the same time zone.
Right.
Yeah, but they're making Seattle go all the way to Germany, so I don't think
what's
they're
that,
worried.
13?
That's
14?
a long trip. I don't know what it is.
Hey, get ready. Play good football. Fly back. Fucking play next week. You get to. All right? You don't have to. See you next hour. I'm sure you're going to. The show stinks. See you then. Bye. I wonder what the reaction is of today's show being Hypocrisy Tuesday.
Tony was saying, could you imagine if someone was telling their friends about the show over the 4th or last week? And they're like, what? I'm kind of
check
bored.
it out.
Yeah, it's 1:30. I'm kind of bored. Let's go see what they're talking about.
And I'm standing up on a
Yeah.
chair.
We're building boats out with our teeth from fucking.
Yeah, we're building. Yeah.
Sheep's wool.
All right, let's look back on this second hour. How do we feel? What?
Pretty good.
I thought it was awesome. Possibly best hour.
We got a quote. We got a quote out of a book. 2 quotes.
Two, yeah.
Two
Right.
quotes out
Two
of 2
different
books.
Very impactful quotes too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want another one? Sounds like you fucking.
You remember it? You remember your second one?
What are you talking about? I'm fucking looking for a new one.
Is that when
third
Raw?
one.
We're talking about when
Buy
Raw
some time.
saved the
We're trying to be
the
better.
town from livers.
Here we go.
Page 195 of The Power Now. A guide to spiritual enlightenment.
That's right. Shout out
Oprah made
Eckhart.
this guy big.
Eckhart Tolle. He made himself.
Dr. Phil? This is Dr. Phil?
Yeah. I think Oprah had him on early and boom, took off.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
She had a big book club.
It's easy when the product's good.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Page 195 of the Eckhart Tolle Bible. Having gone beyond the mind-made opposites, you become like a deep lake. Holy fuck.
Damn, like Tahoe.
That's something to chew on.
Let's get to a break. All right, we're back in 5 minutes. You would never understand, AJ.
Yeah.
From
You're
Ohio.
right. I know. You're right. I don't.
Narrow-minded prick.
Jesus. What was that? That was
Yeah.
Can
very...
you repeat it?
What's
Can
that?
you repeat the quote?
Absolutely.
It's so impactful on you.
Yeah, when something hits you like that, it's hard not to say it twice.
Well, repeat it. Can you repeat it once and tell me how it impacts you, in a positive way?
Quote's so good, I'll say it twice. Page 195 of the Eckhart Tolle Bible, The Power of Now.
Bible.
Having gone beyond the mind-made opposites, you become like a deep lake. So once was just a sandbar, shallow. Whenever you decide to take that trip on the jet ski, past the sandbar in that Lake Tahoe, and look past the already made up opposites that you have with ideas, opinions.
Sure.
You find yourself, boom, right in the middle of the fucking deep shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And in there, that's where all the ideas are swirling.
That's
Real
right.
shit.
That's where all of the ideas and opinions and culturing is happening.
I shouldn't have asked.
That's just one quote from this fucking book, dude. That's page 195. Think about the first 194 and then the last 30. You need this more than anybody, okay? You, sir. We're back.
I need you to read it to me.
All right.
got
I
books
didn't
on
expect
tape.
this to be hour
Yeah.
3, but who did? Kaufman.
Yeah.
Kaufman
Yeah.
just got on a stage and read, what, a 400-page book?
Yeah.
Genius.
Back and forth, cheers. Joining us live in the studio, Lord Stanley Cup is here! Yeah! Hey, Lord, I'll get... Oh! Hey, Dan, have you ever seen fucking Lord Stanley's Cup, dude? Look at this thing.
You got that in the studio?
Yeah. It's Lord Stanley's Cup. It's big and nice and wide. We got Lord Stanley Cup in the studio. What does Florida dream of when it takes a Stanley snooze?
We want the cup. We want the cup.
Well, we got it right now. AJ, will you give the fucking cup a motivational speech or not, dude? Please, I'm holding these
No,
headphones
first
up.
off,
like a doofus.
I'm absolutely not.
You spit in hockey's face like that? There's a dream of mauling zebras or hockey players while they're slamming booze. Hey, say hello to fucking Lordo.
Lordo.
Hello, Lord Stanley Cup.
You know what, Harold? I like your attitude.
Yeah.
Can't pick it up, but we can. Look right at it. Give it a hug. Don't you worry, your little Lordo head. We're gonna get you back to Mike and your Lordo.
It might be a replica.
It's not. It's not.
Are you kidding me?
Fucking say.
We want to booze out of the cup. Love you, Laura.
Love you, Lord.
That's what I'd like to do.
Me too.
Tell you what, it was pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand too, so that's a good sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking?
Yeah.
Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. Oh, that was. I feel like it went pretty good. Oh, look at the phone.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Power of Now here on this Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. Hour 3 of this sports show shall begin right now.
That's right.
To my left and right, AJ Hawk. He does have a daily costume that is probably a 3/4 sleeve baseball shirt, which is vastly different than what we saw him in Tahoe, rocking in a medium.
Yeah.
Medium polo.
What adult can wear a medium?
You.
I agree. You're right. That was very rude of me, especially with the size of your fucking head. This dude had a large polo on.
XL, obviously.
It's large.
I
We're XL and everything.
had a double XL on. Okay, it was obvious. That's why mine didn't fit the same way you did. But you are absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
Then did you see that photo of him lifting?
Yeah, that
lifting-
was staged.
Hey, when you were lifting Lordo for Jack to drink out of, did you fucking hit the curls beforehand? I was like, all right, here we go. I'm going to make this as heavy as possible. You like this, with the arms seem to be perfectly shaved.
Oh, yeah.
And groomed, and the sleeve was cut right above where
Perfect.
like the
It was
bottom.
Dwayne. Hey, it was not a mistake that I was wearing a Dwayne Johnson hoodie in that photo.
Yeah, you did look like
Shout
you
out
came
to Dwayne.
straight out to the Iron Paradise and a horse worker in a room because you were lifting the beers for Jack Johnson. I had a drink out of it, Lordo. But you're a legend, dude. We appreciate you every single day. Talks the Table is here. At Boston Connor. At Ty Schmidt, new dad. At a baby Ty.
There you go, Ty. There you go, Ty.
Thank you.
At a baby Ty. Tony Diggs is here.
Dad.
One half of the Hammer. Dahn
Dad.
Cowboys. What are you guys betting on right now? Just baseball?
Well, it's really there's the All-Star game tonight, and then there's no games tomorrow. We actually started our NFL preview yesterday.
Oh, okay. Good, good.
go.
Deep in a well, deep lake. That's like page 195 of the Power of Now. Once you get past the mind of opposites, you go into the deep side of the lake. Whenever you start seeing everybody's ideas and opinions, you can become a much more well-rounded, cultured individual. Ain't that right?
That's right.
Did the Bills yesterday? Did the Miami Dolphins today?
You know who I bet on last night?
Who?
You United States women's national team.
Hell yeah. What a move.
Easy
Money
bet.
line over Canada. 9-0-1 against Canada.
Lock it up.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
Sorry, Gump.
Don't love. We miss you,
Miss you, Gump.
Sorry, Gump.
Miss you, Gump.
Sorry.
Don't love that it had to be a penalty. To
Yeah,
put it
I know.
away.
Yeah.
But Alex Morgan stepped up, boom, and she's chugging margaritas out of the
20 of
tournament,
them.
out of the
That's
trophy.
awesome.
Fucking love it. Congrats to United States women.
Nice job.
Way to go, gals.
Joining us now is a voice of golf, a voice of PGA, a man who quote tweeted my tweet yesterday talking about Flaherty going to live and basically put a megaphone out to all the other golf people to attack me. Excited to hear what he has to say. Not 100% sure if he saw my high horsing segment earlier, but a friend of the show, host of Gravy and His Sleeves podcast, ladies and gentlemen, former PGA golfer, now PGA analyst and pundit, Colin Nysted. How you doing?
I'm good. First off, I did see your high horse. That was fantastic. I would have died. So props to you on being an incredible athlete still.
Thank you. And I just want to, I appreciate that. I did almost fall. Okay, I will say, if you watch back in slow, there was a moment where it kind of had to open the base up a little bit more. Kind of got a little bit too comfortable talking about the high horsing that was going on Twitter, almost busted my ass. You and the rest of the golf community would have fucking loved that. I mean, you guys would have been quote tweeting, hey, this is the guy that said, live is good for golf and this is great for players. My question to you, Colt, what did I get wrong? And why does it feel like so many of the golf media are so against these players getting life-changing money when they've played on a tour? You've played on a tour. You guys have covered a tour that has zero guaranteed money for guys that are on the road for so long. Like, why am I wrong in being like super pumped for these golfers and acknowledging that like, hey, live is changing fucking golf and this should have happened a long time ago if it wasn't for a monopoly? I genuinely like to go into the deep part of the lake. I would like to hear why I am completely wrong on all of that, Colt.
Well, first off, I'm a huge fan of yours. I love watching your show.
You too,
the only
Colt.
reason I quote tweeted is I disagreed with what you said about how the PGA Tour basically plays for no money and they're not taking care of their players. And I just don't think that's right. I mean, $480 million for the game of golf is a lot of money. It's not for the NFL, but you can't compare those two. These are two totally different sports. One thing I have a problem with is that everyone's trying to compare golf to other sports, and it's totally different. I mean, you want to call yourself an independent contractor or whatever it is, you have to earn your living in the game of golf. And I think that's what makes it so great and so compelling is it's not a guaranteed exhibition every single week. Like these guys go out and they play well. That's why you see some of these guys, they make a putt on the 18th hole on Sunday to finish 8th instead of 10th. And they fist bump because they know it's a big difference in money. It's a big difference of points. Whereas other sports, you finish 8th, you don't give a shit. Like it's over. It's no big deal.
Got it.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about golf is you have to go out there and earn a living. Like I played out there forever. I want these guys to make as much money as possible. I've always been a guy who has tried to get the PGA Tour to give these guys a stipend each week or a guaranteed number at the start of the year to help cover expenses because it is different. It is expensive to go around there and play. But to say like the PGA Tour players should be getting NFL money is just preposterous. I mean,
I don't know who said that. Did I say that? Who said that?
No, that's what a lot of people in the media have said.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, the media
But
people, I don't know who's saying that because a lot of the media people that I've experienced have been riding a high horse of hypocrisy about how morally bankrupt it is for them to go to live and take care of their family when they've been covering a tour. And I by the way, I respect the fuck out of the fact that you're like, hey, if you want to make money, you got to go win every single week. Even though the tour is going to use your name, your likeness, your expectation of being there to sell advertisements and TV deals that are worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. And you can sit there and watch the people that are above you in the league profit off of it regardless. I respect that you are, hey, let me earn it. I'm an earn it guy. With that being said, the fact that there's an available option now where guys can also earn more money. I think it's like, what, $20 million or something like that? Earn more in the entire thing. Like, I don't think getting a piece of the pie guaranteed to the athletes is anywhere near a bad thing, and I think we're never going to agree on that. I feel like that's something that we will never, ever agree upon.
Listen, I want golfers to make as much money as possible. The more golfers, the more money they make, probably the more money I make in the role I'm in now, which is fantastic. But if you look at golf as a whole, right, like comparing it to other sports, the most watched golf tournament of all time was the 2019 Masters. It did less viewerships than the average NFL game. So therefore, it's kind of hard. And I think one of the arguments we say is, this 54-hole exhibition. If we put it in football terms, say they gave Aaron Rodgers, who makes $50 million a year, $200 million to go over and play 7-on-7 flag football. Would that be good for the NFL?
No, but at least the NFL is paying their players. Like, if you're playing and being marketed and you're being utilized for your league to profit, which you are being used in every negotiation, and you're talking about ratings, we know what the TV deals are worth, right? We know the money. PGA actually shit out $160 million overnight, didn't they? Like, boom, here we go, $160 million more in prizes. We're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of that. So that would immediately tell you that money was somewhere, right? Where is that money? Where was that money at? And that's why I think, Live is, hey, here's guaranteed money. Now, they're a much different operation. The business behind it is, who knows if it works out long term. Maybe everybody's going after, they're not trying to make any money. If you have $675 billion and you invest $1 billion like you have in EA Sports or in Starbucks or in any of these other companies, long term, that might make you money. That's like a 10, 15, 20-year thing. We have no idea what's going to happen. But them rattling it up and sharing the money, this is just like the NCAA athletes, I think, personally. I didn't know that the PGA Tour didn't guarantee money for their players. I didn't know that players had to pay their travel, their food, their caddies, everything week to week to week. And you could potentially lose, 5 figures going into actually showing up and competing at something? You might lose 5 figures if you're a big guy that doesn't make the cut. I didn't know any of that. So I think that information coming with this taking place, it's going to be really hard to get me not to believe, hey, there's a lot of shit not being talked about with the PGA Tour for a long time by a lot of these media people that are now attacking the players for making money. It's hard for me to get past that. It was almost a guise there for a bit. You know what I mean, Colt? It felt like it was something that none of us knew about, but players were probably pissed off about for a very long time, I'd assume.
I'll say 2 things. First off, I'm not pissed at any player going over there and making a lot of money. Okay. I'm pissed at when they hate on the PGA Tour afterwards. If I think this thing would have gone totally different, in my opinion, if they went on there and say Phil Mickelson, the first guy who said anything about this tour, said, you know what, guys, I love the PGA Tour. It has been great to me. I've made an incredible amount of money off this, but I have a better financial opportunity over here that I'm going to take. Instead of ripping apart the PGA Tour, I think things would have been totally different.
No, so you're saying the Live folks bash PGA Tour before everybody that's associated with the PGA Tour bash the Live guys?
Well, no. Phil was the first guy to bash the PGA Tour when he decided to make the move.
So he made it combative. You're saying he made it a combative thing as opposed to and that's the one that started okay, the PGA now is going to rally every human to call it a defector, call it a traitor to the country. You're saying if the Live guys didn't say anything bad about the PGA Tour, this wouldn't happen. But the PGA Tour have said some fucking, right? Hasn't that is. Oh
yeah, I think they probably could have handled it differently, no doubt about it. But when you bring up the money thing once again, yes, I think Live had a huge factor in that $160 million getting put out. But also one thing that doesn't get talked about, we go back to the TV rights. They just signed a new deal that went in place last year that they went from $400 million to $700 million a year in TV rights. So there's obviously more money there. And as you know, the more money you get from TV, the more money you can put back into your product. The PGA Tour can be better. It's not perfect. But I just don't like the dividing of the game. That's the part that bothers me as a golf fan, a guy who watches more golf than probably anybody on the planet and who wants to see the best players play against each other week in and week out. How exciting was the Open Championship last week? How exciting was the PGA a few weeks ago?
The major's still going to happen. Yeah. Major's still going to happen. They are. Still going to happen.
But we want that more often. The Arnold Palmer, the Memorial, those events. We want to see it more than 4 times a year.
Got it. So you're sorry, AJ, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. So what happens though? What is the end game? We know what Henrik Stenson just went over. He was the captain of the European Ryder Cup team, right? That's a big deal. Cam Smith reportedly going over. What's the end game? How long does this happen? What is the PGA Tour going to do?
I don't know. That's a great question. I wish I did know. It's a tough time for the game of golf right now because you see the reports of Cam Smith going over after winning the Open Championship. You don't know how many more guys are going to continue to go over. But, man, I don't know. As just a guy sitting, I don't know exactly what their business plan is over there in Saudi Arabia with the Live Golf. Eventually, at some point, I don't care how much money you have, you're going to get tired of shelling out billions and billions of dollars without a return. That's just me. I don't know how they think about that, but I don't see it being sustainable. But maybe they have a plan in place that I don't know about.
Yeah, it's interesting because the PGA has already had to answer. They've had to change, it seems like. But my big point and problem is just the athletes being the only ones being attacked for taking the money from Saudi Arabian sovereign fund that they have that has $675 billion, when literally their money's in basically every single business that exists, like literally every single. So my issue is whenever the guys are getting attacked. And I thought, hearing you say, I'm happy guys are getting money and doing their whole thing, it's great to hear that, because I was honestly going to ask you, like, how do you sleep at night knowing that, like, you could potentially bury a guy that you were for a long time who's getting an opportunity to change the trajectory of their family that they would have never had before? You know, like, that is where I'm like conflicted at. Why is it the athletes getting attacked as opposed to every business person that is potentially doing a lot of the same stuff? That's where my problem lies. And I think that's why I am open to athletes getting more opportunities, more money, better treatment, less work, better travel. Com Smith trying to put that thing into the overhead. I mean, that looked bad whenever you got Pat Perez.
Mm-hmm.
We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. Excuse me, Dustin Johnson, he said, get out of the way. We're on a Boeing 757 private jet here. They're taking, I thought that's where you were lying, and that's why you quote tweeted me and said, like, hey, this is a bunch of lies. So I apologize for the bit of hostility you had to have felt at the beginning of this conversation.
Oh, no, you're fine. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a heated debate, and there's no animosity towards you. I was just sticking up for what I thought, should be said about the PGA Tour. They do take care of their players. Now, that private jet's absolutely ridiculous that they flew on. I mean, you can't say anything about that. I'm not sure who paid for that, if that was Liv or if that was the tournament in Ireland. All those guys were playing on, all those guys went and played in. But I have never once hated on a player for taking the money.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate
Not once.
And you don't think a lot of the people are doing that? You don't think that's happening? Or you think...
no, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Well, I thought your word. You said a year ago that you were happy and content just where you were. You fucking went back on your word, just coward, and you're a terrorist. He's taking money. Like that feels like that is the sentiment coming out of the golf community. I'm wrong in that?
No, a lot of people do that, but I'm just saying, me personally, I've never hated on a guy for taking the money, because listen, you put $100 million in front of anybody, it's going to make you do some thinking, and it's really freaking hard to turn down. There's no doubt about it. I just want what's best for the game of golf. I want to see the best guys play against each other week in and week out. That's all I care about.
Hey, I can respect the hell out of that, ladies and gentlemen. CBS host of the Gravy in the Sleaze podcast, friend of the show. I appreciate you coming on here. We needed this for the good of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, Colt Nuss. All right, so he doesn't feel the same way that everybody that was attacking me feels.
Yeah, a little different.
Well, that stinks.
Which would make sense, though, because he is a former player, and a lot of these guys are just journalists.
By the way, why I was so... I'm like, this fucking guy.
Mm-hmm. Colt's a fan of golf. I feel like Colt is just upset at it's like tearing golf apart to where you're not going to get to watch all the best players play in one spot. Yeah. That's why I feel like he's like, man, come on, I want to see these guys play.
I can get 2 events a week, though, potentially.
Yeah. Just more golf.
Do you think if Liv puts a better product on YouTube, does it change things? Will more people go to it's just tough right now.
I mean, there's just a way to everything they're saying, and there's more golf now. So isn't that good? And there's more opportunity for more guys, to make. Isn't that?
Are they going to recruit? Is Liv going to come recruit kids out of college now and try to get them cheap, maybe, and build stars?
That is what's the amateur system they're going to have to do? What are they going to do? Recruiting process?
They have. I think a few kids that were studs are already committed to go there.
Everybody keeps saying, though, this isn't a business for them. This isn't a business. They're just trying propaganda. And by the way, has anybody talked to them? Have they come out and said that? This could very easily make money.
Oh, yeah.
This could very easily make money. 15 years from now, 20 years from now. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of millions. People invest that daily out of these venture capitalist funds that have a stake in everything. And where do those I don't want to fucking do it again. I'm not doing it again. But people invest hundreds of millions of dollars knowing it's probably going to disappear just in hopes that it potentially catches on for a few billion. That is how those big bank having sons of bitches are. Hey, 20 years from now, this is going to be worth whatever. That's how they think. I'm not saying that's what Liv is doing at all, everybody that's saying it's just strictly to fuck over the PGA. And how would that be the right way for? Listen, I was called a Saudi Arabian apologist last night so many times. I don't want to fucking get into it, but do you think that is how Saudi Arabia was like, yeah, this is make us a better image? We'll fucking just break golf. Like, you think that does?
It can't be.
That doesn't make sense.
Because the last thing I'm thinking when I'm watching like a live tournament is like, you know what? I actually kind of want to go on vacation to Saudi Arabia now.
Yeah, I just
it's like, oh shit.
I think it is a business. I think they are potentially going to view this, especially if they get everybody. Imagine if they start getting everybody. Like, I don't know how.
They've already gotten, when I heard this was coming out, I was like, man, they're going to have a hard time getting big name people, but they've already gotten a lot of big name guys, and more are going every week, it feels like.
Yeah. Don't want to kind of beat a dead high horse, but those guys walking fairways with Dustin Johnson, who has $150 million in his bank account over there at the old course, and he's, doing his thing. I don't know how in that locker room over there, you're not just like, that guy flew on his own plane over here. He's got his own thing. His family's set up. God damn, look how happy his family is.
Yeah.
They're playing, he's home more.
And you're grinding 26 events a year, and he plays 8 or 10.
Yeah.
There's a chance this.
Oh, yeah.
And think about how much better some of those guys are than, whoever's last.
And by the way, if the PGA wants more money to pay people, they can go round up another investment. People do that all the time. I'm saying they can't.
Where are you going to get it from, though?
Oh, well.
China, probably.
No. That's
Where
all.
are you allowed to get it from, I guess?
Well, you're allowed to get it from anywhere, it seems like.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Well, that's how.
Money's money, right? Nobody owns money.
Nah, you're
just passing
son
it around,
of a
aren't you?
Bitch.
Never heard of
people
the
own
Federal
money.
Reserve, dude?
Yeah.
You're disgusting, bro. You ever thought about that?
Fucking
Is that bad to say nobody owns money?
hiking interest
I'd
rates.
assume, yeah. I don't know.
you
Because
know-
then you're saying that this isn't real. What's happening here with the why they're?
Oh, this is real. This is definitely real. But I'm saying you're just passing it back and forth to each other.
I think the Com Smith thing could be like a big tidal wave. Like if he decides to go, because he'd be one of those guys where he's young right now, he's in his prime. Like he could care about like legacy and the FedEx
be
Cup.
one that
Like,
hurts.
but if he does that, and I feel like a lot of guys might be like, you know what, like you win a tournament, strike while the iron's hot. Who gives a shit about your public image anymore? Because it's all
Years
getting
from now,
reported
this
anyway.
might all be
Right.
Yeah.
This might not even be a real conversation. And once again, we are not saying we support any of where the bad money comes from and the things that have happened and why that is. We're just saying if we start to do this, like we're going to find out, I think, that everything has the money. So it might just become another thing that just happens. Like the Live Golf Tour is just a Live Golf Tour. So 2 years from now, whenever you still have $80 million of your signing bonus in your bank account, I honestly, but we're not golf purists, so we don't get it.
Boy, I mean, if they get enough people, though. Like, because it feels like there has been a line drawn, like, Rory's not going over. Scheffler's not going over. Like, there are a few that aren't. But dudes like Cam Smith and even, Stetson, isn't that kind of like
Isn't Bubba rumored to go?
But he hasn't. That hasn't been confirmed. But it feels like there are a lot of guys rumored, and that seems to be like the stamp of approval. Like, hey, everyone who goes over there loves it. They don't have to golf as much, and then they still get to play in the majors, which adds to legacy.
There's some news coming out that Charles Barkley would not be able to work on TNT anymore if he was to go work with Liv, allegedly. That is being chatted about because Faraday goes to Live Golf to be commentating, and then Charles Barkley was linked to it. Where's this from? That's from Dan Patrick's show. He's the most valuable voice in sports media, said Dan Patrick. You throw in all the commercials because he may lose those endorsements. Now, that was another thing because I saw Dustin Johnson he was in a commercial and he was wearing his stuff in the Open. Was it TaylorMade Adidas, I think?
Yeah,
TaylorMade, they stay with him.
The club providers have not dropped anybody yet.
TaylorMade Adidas, so he still has his endorsements, right?
Yeah, he
Is that
lost.
what-
Not all.
RBC,
he lost, right.
But
Is
not
Bank
all.
of America going to pick him up because the Canadian one didn't?
They might as well.
I don't know.
They don't care.
You throw in all the commercials because he may lose the endorsements. A lot of these players who joined the Live Tour lost endorsements. Charles knows that he may lose those. So if you're going to go after Charles Barkley, you don't have a TV deal, and you David Faraday, what are you going to give Charles Barkley? And Charles says he's going to listen to them, I believe, tomorrow night and decide what he's going to do, and he might have to leave TNT. That's why this is a huge deal, and Charles knows that he may have to leave TNT to do this. Dan Patrick's producer, Paul Paps, then chimed in to ask why Barkley couldn't stay at TNT and cover golf. I'm just putting it out there what I was told this morning, says Dan Patrick. Not in the sources. Fuck! Charles knows he may have to leave TNT. That would be bad for everybody. Okay, so Dan Patrick was told that this morning that if Charles Barkley went to live, he would have to leave TNT, and that shows what, 25 Emmys over there?
Yeah.
And he is,
Wasn't he almost done anyways?
Well, he was thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he told you. He said, what,
Got a couple
60?
years left, right?
Yeah, just a couple. And if he can make, 10x what he would make in those couple years in TNT and a couple years at the Live
This
golf
is one of those
tournament?
things. This is just like the majors, though. This is just like the majors. TNT, you're going to fire Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
What, you're going to put Draymond Green in there?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do? Like, what do you...
Also,
Charles
how
Barkley is
amazing.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he goes to Live, are you going to be like, oh, I fucking hate Charles Barkley? Like, if you already like him, then you already like him.
So then are you not taking commercials from, any of the...
Well, also, what a different career. Like, what an awesome career for Charles Barkley if he does that. Charles is a full-time golf commentator if he goes to Live. Is that what happens?
Do you remember what he told us on this show? I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm actually going to go get drunk and watch golf all weekend.
Yeah.
I said, he said, I watch every hole, every
He
tournament.
loves it. Thought the hockey game was on.
Absolutely loves it. Yeah, has no idea. Go ahead, Diggs.
Your point about them like being in the locker room and watching DJ and like his life and stuff like that, like that's one thing. He's already made like 100 million on tour, and he's got Paulina, and they've got a bunch of money. So I assume he was already living lavishly. But like if they see fucking Taylor Gooch walking around over there flying private and shit
How about
like
Calm
that,
Smith landing on his own
like,
helicopter?
like the middle guys that have gone over, and the middle guys on the PGA tour are like, this fucking guy's living a lot better life than I'm living, and I'm a better golfer than him. Not a lot of guys are better than DJ. There's a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but like there's guys that are better than the middle guys that are going, who are going to be like, that's going to irk them to go.
Well, and this is just like in the NFL market, right? When you see somebody you're better than get paid more money than you, you immediately go, well, that's going to have to, we're going to have to change that whole thing, right? Because this is a business and this is my profession. To your point, though, about everybody coming from money, should we take that into account, that that's why this isn't that big of a deal? Because there's shit tons of cash and behind a lot of these there's a lot of blue-collar golfers.
Yeah.
A lot of blue-collar golfers.
Not all of them grew up like country club kid from 2 years old, like going to the club where whoever their coach was or their dad worked or whatever. But a lot of them, it seems like, grew up somewhat. You kind of have to become a pro golfer. You got to be playing every day from a young age. It seems like
you got to grind in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Connor.
And, I mean, Brooks is an athlete though. He started late.
Hockey.
That's what I was going to say. To Tony's point, like Brooks has probably been better than his brother for his entire life, and then all of a sudden his brother goes to Live and has like a 10x better time than he does, even though he's
money too. Probably signing bonus more than Brooks made in any of his things.
Exactly. And now they're like, so much stress is taken out. It's like, hey, I can go there and play the worst round of my life, and I know I'm walking away with $150,000.
We can get past this like honeymoon period too, and the honeymoon between the players on the Live Tour and the Live team, and you get that big bank, and you might have like a little vacation, a little celebration. Like a year into this, the guys are going to start. I think the money isn't.
You still
really
want to play well. You still want to win. Like, the initial. Yeah. I think you're exactly right. The initial, like, oh my goodness, this is generations and generations should be very well taken care of now with what they just gave me. But then after a couple months or something, if they are, it's hard to train when you wake up in silk sheets. That whole comment, what the Everett Boxer said back in the day. I think eventually though the guys they're competitors. They want to win. So even if it's on the Live Tour, they don't care. Like the money, it's there. They know they don't have to worry about it, but they still want to be an elite performer.
You think they'll get a TV deal?
I don't know who can get the only networks that could have any room or what? Fox. That's the only one.
Yeah.
In the summer, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't Live know that
Would
like,
they take a bunch of heat, though?
In the summer there's
Are they
nothing
willing?
going on?
Well, I know nobody at Fox drinks like Starbucks, and I know
They don't use Uber.
Was Fox bought by Disney? No, portions of it.
Portions
of it was.
Yeah.
Fox kind of a outlaw.
Well, a lot of those Fox execs aren't going to be able to drink Starbucks anymore in certain cities. They're shutting Starbucks down, and that's a bunch of bullshit.
No.
Yeah, that's tough.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. Answering phone calls on the way home. Excited to hear what people think. We did a lot of golf talk.
Yeah, interested to hear what they got to say.
I don't know if they're going to talk about that or something else. I'm cool with whatever, changing the subject or not. It's Tuesday, July 19th. There ain't shit to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if some people were driving around drinking Starbucks and had to throw it out the window while they were
hope
driving.
so.
Well, were they driving? Were they on a scooter were they pedaling a bike?
I mean, as long as it doesn't have gas.
Better been riding a fucking mongoose.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean nothing to talk about?
With front and back pegs.
We're not going to do an hour and 45 minutes of Madden rating reviews?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot
Excuse
of that.
me?
Miles Garrett got 99, but the defensive player of the year didn't. Oh, sorry, Tony.
What TJ get?
It should be 105 if Miles is 99.
What's that argument from? Where did you hear that?
No. They released the ratings. And That's what people are talking about today.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like TV shows are debating.
Oh, yeah.
ratings?
What do you? Yes.
Yeah.
Tuesday, July 19th.
Is that the next segment? Can we do that next segment?
All right, we're back on the other side with Madden ratings conversation.
Who rated these guys?
This-
The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Well, what made EA Sports make the game?
Yeah,
they did.
Oh
Yes,
my
they
God!
did. They
This
haven't-
is fucking. They're talking about it.
Oh, yeah, undisputed this morning. Do you agree with Devontae Adams being a 99 overall this year?
Jamar Chase isn't in the top 10.
Yeah. He's motivated.
That's Saudi game.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's a real bummer. Charles Davis
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna
come on
say,
the
does
show
he know?
anymore. He's the voice of a Saudi game.
Oh,
Bummer. Well, I'll miss you, Chuck.
Yeah, right. You said you're playing Grand Theft Auto.
Well, that's way
Oh, yeah.
different. That's
Yep.
way different. That's a generational talent type video game. You can't pass that up. I don't care what they do.
We're back in 4 with some phone calls, wrapping up this glorious day on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-4 McAfee. We'll see you then. Bye. This is a big fucking fire. We are in the back corner of that building that is at the bottom there. That smoke smells. Huh?
Yeah, it does.
The paint from that place, the utilities, the plastic.
All the good stuff, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all just floating right into us.
Yeah.
The guy just came to the building. If the fire moves a little more this way, we have to evacuate.
Yeah, it's got to be like the air conditioning units or something up there.
It's currently under investigation right now. It did spread to the roof and to the air conditioning heating unit up on the roof.
John Robinson says,
Holy shit.
Whoa.
holy
Or did
fuck.
something like
What was the explosion, you think?
They're doing a bunch of fire hydrants out there, so maybe the top of the lid fell off. I don't know.
I don't.
Dude, it was a loud.
That's not came from right there.
They just put the fire out. Fire's out. Right
nice.
Oh, okay.
Forget all about that. You're like, I can do that again.
So we just lost power in the middle of one of the greatest promos in the history by pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, Kamaru Usman. He literally just cut a promo about what it's like to walk to the ring.
Some guys, they stay afraid and they just kind of get smaller and smaller. But as for guys like myself, as you get closer, this alpha, this giant, this lion, you know, this god-like figure per se starts to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then they grease me up, and then I step up there, and then I pray for myself, and then I pray for that guy.
And I got like chills almost while he was talking about it. And right before he was about to kind of put a bow on it, the entire thing just shut down. There's a fire right next door. Let's assume they cut off all the electricity. We're fucked. Probably for the next few hours. That's good. Hey, boys, we handled it. Good show. The ticker's still kicking. Hey, let's type something on his ticker. So, just go on your computer. Yeah, I'll type in the
You want me to email Sirius?
Please do.
Okay.
You want to just who's going to see a letter? Yeah, because this probably can take a little bit. Call office. Bill. Yeah. This thing just froze. Oh, jeez. This is great.
He said the fire department just cut it. They have no idea how long.
That was really good by Usman, too. All of the power in our office just went out. Unexpected, out of nowhere. This shit is getting real out here. Hope everybody's okay. Obviously, they got the fire contained, which is good news. But we apologize for the show ending abruptly out of nowhere. No injuries, I believe, is what's being reported. The fire was massive. We all had to huff like paint and shit from the fire right next to our studio. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Cheers.
So active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Body slamming Sami Zayn. Wee-Man used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn. this, AJ?
Is this Kid Rock?
No.
Is this Big and Rich?
Yeah.
No. Scott Stevens, dude.
Oh,
wow.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you turn it up a little bit, Nick? Right here.
Looking at green little grass, sipping on a half full glass. Say the makers, I don't want to chase it. I don't
This guy's like a rapper. A country rapper is what I'm saying.
Well, he's an artist.
Let her go. I feel good. I ain't never been this high. Smoke every cloud out the sky.
Hey, man.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, it was that last line that really got me to become a fan.
Smoking dope.
Yeah, I feel good. Smoking out the sky. It's like, yeah, all right, shout out to you, Scott. I like to create them, but you're smoking them. That's. I think we're attacking this from both sides.
Yeah, perfect.
Me and Scott Stevens are a little bit of a tag team when it comes to clouds, and I appreciate the hell out of that. He's a hell of an artist. I enjoy him. Nick found him while boozed up, stumbling around Nashville on a patio.
Oh, boy,
Wow.
Nick.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ain't that right?
I've dove into his catalog a little bit. I've noticed quite a bit of his lyrics involve around a little bit of the greenery and some vitamins.
Whoa. Well, it's probably legal where he's singing from. Man.
Scooty.
If this show was available in a legal state, I'd probably talk a little bit more about it, but we're only able to smoke CBD around here in tobacco.
That's right.
That's it.
Here's another song from Scott Stevens. This one's called New Boots, AJ. New.
She gave me an ultimatum. She said verbatim, you got to change. She was looking for something more.
Where were they made?
We'll find out. I think it's the second chorus.
Country music, American made.
I said I got to be who I got to be, from my head down to my soul.
I sewed this myself. I didn't hurt anybody.
So I got these new boots. Give me up another couple tattoos.
This dude's good.
You're fucking right. Yeah, really good.
Is he playing the guitar too?
I think he's handsome son of a bitch too. I seen him wearing I saw him wearing jorts and cowboy bits too. So I was like, all right, this is my guy.
We got a guy.
It feels like this is my guy.
Yeah.
Thanks to Scott Stevens, by the way, for whitelisting our channel and letting us play his
Thank
music.
you, Scott.
That was big work by Nick in the DMs with Scott going to his record label or whatever. Scott Stevens with a V. I Feel Good, part 3 of 3. I don't know if we've heard first 2 parts, but
Sure.
He's feeling better than ever now. New Boots, parts 1 and 2, same song.
Okay.
And then the Sound of Country Music. Sounds like Scott Stevens is a. Let's hear Sound of Country
I was going to
Music.
say, that's kind of like the play.
This is with Justin Moore.
Oh, he's big time, right?
I don't know.
It goes well with a fresh heartbreak when she tells you that she's leaving, and it pairs with a long hard day or some fun out on a weekend. It feels like a hometown bar with a no-e name and a range from this old guitar.
It's a cool one.
Where's he from?
Music Town.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Scott!
This fucking guy's in town.
Oh, yeah.
Scott Stevens.
Found the future. Move over, Yodel boy.
I am so happy. Legit.
Yeah.
Is Yodel Boy dead?
Yodel Boy works his
Yeah.
Subway last night.
He
Last
does.
I saw.
He's driving
He
cars
also
now.
owns that Subway. You gotta clarify that part.
He's
did
working
not
at
know
Subway?
that.
Yeah.
Franchised a couple Subways.
Yeah, he's
I
kind
know.
of a tall, skinny, awkward-looking son of a bitch right now, but he'll grow through it.
His
He'll get
grandma
up
made
there.
him buy a Subway.
Yodel
so he could work
Boy
in it.
did not deserve what Connor just said. Okay, we appreciate Yodel Boy and all that he.
Yeah, we've all been through it. It's part of growing up.
Yeah, he's tough life when you're in the stars. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
True.
Let's go to the phones. 5 Energy phone line. Shout out to Scott Stevens with a V. And anybody else out there that makes good music, like, would be honored you let us fucking play it and not try to kill our business. Like, that would be very
awesome.
That'd be very, very nice of you. We would appreciate it. And it would make our show better. So we'd be thankful. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Bobby in Jersey on the 5 Energy phone line. Go to 5energy.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 10%. I didn't see 5 Energy on here.
No,
No, I didn't either.
I don't think.
Or SeatGeek.
Go to 5energy.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order of deliciously flavored 5-hour energy drinks that are, the best way to get from point A to point B. Point A being, bleh, point B being, let's go. Let's finish the day. Shots 5 Energy. Let's go to Bobby in Jersey. Bobby, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Mr. Boys, and just quick shout out to Ty. Congrats on fatherhood.
Thank you,
boy,
dude.
Ty.
Thank
Hey,
you,
baby
Bobby.
Hey, baby Ty.
Hey, I just want to talk about being successful quarterback in the NFL. you got to have a bit of a dog mentality when it comes to it. And my quarterback, Zach Wilson, is a dog.
Why is that? Why is that, Bobby?
Over the last year, he matured very much, and he is scoring on and off the field.
No,
Bobby. Just say it,
He's talking
Bobby.
about having sex with his mom's friend.
Hell yeah.
Hey, weren't we all a little alarmed about that rumor out of nowhere about Zach Wilson? It would be like if Tim Tebow got that message.
Yeah.
That's how I would have felt.
Oh, really? Same thing? You feel the same way?
Bro, you remember Zach Wilson on draft? That whole thing.
I never took
that
but
was so
Zach Wilson
bad.
though, and like everything they show of him was like, hey, look how exciting this guy is to watch play. He wasn't like a bland football player, but you say off the field you thought he was.
Yeah, I just thought he was just like, hey, how you doing?
Couldn't guys that are maybe kind of square and bland have intercourse with their mom's friends still?
Yeah, but I think when they do it, people go, oh, this isn't a square and bland guy. This guy's throwing pipe around his mom's friend group.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Like, that's no longer, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like this is the turning point in his career. I feel like we will look back at these last 10 days like this is where this guy took the next step.
Oh, and he fucking, the way he, I mean,
he's got flash.
Yeah.
I think
was this guy Joe Namath?
I think he was actually photographed in Times Square with the MILF hunter, Sean Hunter, as well.
Let's go,
So
Suns.
I mean, this put the Jets on the map for me.
He was driving the bang bus. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, let's go to the phones.
He should lean into it. Even
He should.
Yeah, he should
Yeah,
have a
raw
My
dog.
Mom's Hot Friend shirt.
Darius talked about how, like, the rookie shows that are going to happen at the Jets. Oh, wow. Huh? That's going to be, this team is going to come around Zach Wilson more than they've ever hung around Zach Wilson before.
Yeah, especially if they're hanging out with hot mops. I mean, they're going to be coming around
All right.
them outside the building, too.
All right, listen.
Do we know if this mom was married though?
Oh, okay.
Does that change things?
Probably a hot divorcee.
Well, maybe the husband was okay with it.
No rig.
Oh, you're
No
thinking
ring.
this was a
He may have
corner and
ran a
watch?
tripod.
Might have been a Jets fan, too. Hey, you got to go fix that team, sweetheart. I'm sorry, but Zach Wilson needs you. Okay.
His family met him when he went out to the Jets.
Yes.
They used their suite. That family's suite.
Uh-huh.
It's become a close, a personal family friend.
Guy's leading the JETS chant.
You talking about the fireman Ed? Don't you fucking.
Patriots
Whoa.
killed Fireman Ed a long time ago. He's like Police Ed or some bullshit now. He's not a real fireman.
All right, listen, Fireman Ed, I think, was sick of being the face of the Jets with how bad they were.
Yeah.
And other Jets fans were like, hey, listen, I'm sick of seeing this guy. We're losing every time we see him. I don't think it was Fireman Ed's fault at all.
Well, it's
No.
called being a real fan, whether they're good or bad. You fucking stick around.
Exactly. That's why you got to respect the brass.
Mama, I'm in fear from my life from the long arm pressure.
Nation's number one fucking AI insurance company. Better
It's
believe
happening.
it, my friends.
What's that, pal?
Nation's number one in AI insurance company. Better fucking respect it.
Would they just round up all the money themselves and sell like lemonade and stuff? Where'd they get their money from?
They got $750 million, not from the Saudis, a better country, okay?
Whoa.
One other country.
I think they got it from Saudi.
No,
yeah.
it wasn't. Because I remember the group chat. I had a response that I cannot say.
Oh, you're talking about Abu Dhabi.
Thank you. There it was.
Well, Abu Dhabi, actually, I think that is actually.
Nope, I looked it up.
Yeah, it's kind of a combination, I think, of.
They didn't do as many
I
bad
think that
things.
country is actually.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about like where'd that come from, like we can even talk about like that country. Where'd that country come from? I believe it was created by.
Kind of like their weekend getaway.
I think so. Yeah.
Now,
Big
skin
time.
off my back. I don't give a fuck where the money comes from.
Well, Tony, you take a hard look in the mirror then.
Tony, you're a bad guy. We shouldn't have laughed at that. You're a scumbag.
I am.
You are scumbag.
But I am upfront about it.
I feel like everybody learning about where things come from is part of the whole society in 2022 thing.
Speaking of that, Pat, we have an interesting detail about the next PGA Tour event on the calendar.
Okay.
3M Open? Oh, yeah, I did see that they were.
What?
3M is one of the companies that's up on the.
Comm Run Chomp.
No, there you go.
3M Open.
They're
Bottom
also
left.
the number one
Three-
mask provider in the U.S., so.
Fucking
shut it down.
Wow. What's that all about? Did they pay to sponsor the tournament? Did they pay the PGA to sponsor that tournament? Or did the PGA just like, hey, we're friends. I'll just give you 3M for the tournament?
You would have to assume there was some money involved.
No way!
Is Com Chomp still on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I don't. Fuck Com Chomp for a minute.
Okay.
Did they separate the money?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
It has been earmarked, moved aside.
Okay, so PGA Tour is not getting any of the money that
No,
Saudi
no, no,
Arabia
no.
invested in 3M that is
They
currently.
donated it all, I think.
3M
That's the money
did?
they donate.
3M?
No, the PGA donates the money they get from 3M probably once they find out that, hey, this may be dirty money.
So is that discussed beforehand? Hey, how you doing, PGA Tour? Been attacking Saudi Arabia money terribly. You seem to have gotten money from Saudi Arabia. Is that real? And 3M goes, no, yeah, we donated money. It's not. That money's not going here. That money is somewhere else. That's what you're saying happened, or is the PGA Tour potentially taking Saudi Arabian money right now?
Where are they donating to? Like kids without clubs or something? Or something like good? Because then if that's the case, hats off to them.
3M Open is this weekend?
That's crazy.
It's not real.
How about the timing?
Simulation.
Poetic justice.
That's awesome. You know what they said next week? EA Sports PGA Tour Open.
My God.
Yep.
No thanks.
Then the week after that, by the way, Grand Theft Auto Open.
Well, I'll be there.
Live from
Vice City.
Vice City.
That's right.
PGA Tour event. Then guess what I heard? I fucking don't want to say it, but I will. The Shell Texaco BP All Oil America Open happening with PGA Tour next month.
What are they going to do? Accidentally spill all their fucking oil in the fucking water hazards?
Jeez. They did do that in the golf. That's fucked up.
Top koi fish.
Hey, is any of...
We're fucked, dude. We can't do anything. Can't watch.
But think about it, though. Going
So
back
the
to what we were
PGA
talking about a
Tour
second ago,
takes
Pat.
that. What's that guy's name? Monahan?
Yeah, Jay Monahan.
Jay, yeah.
Bro, he gave a presidential speech. Remember about how terrible?
He should come on.
I mean, he's in a tough spot, but he needs to handle it much better.
Well, the way he handled it was, I see these players getting the money from Saudi Arabia. We can't necessarily do that, but we'll just. What is Coca-Cola doing one?
Yeah, Players Championship.
Okay, so we'll go one step removed. So then we get the money. It's been cleaned like in the Ozarks.
Boom.
Exactly.
Boom. Got it.
Bring
Figured.
Bateman in.
Yeah.
All right. So
Martin
players
Bird.
are still scumbags.
Oh, yeah.
The players are only the athletes are the scumbags.
Yeah, especially when Greg Norman's like, hey, they got 23 companies. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Greg. We're not talking about who the PGA Tour's.
And then the PGA Tour made a graphic of all their sponsors, and it looked exactly like this. Boom.
With Mario.
This is basically what the PGA Tour sponsored.
Oh shit! The Crown Prince wasn't supposed
What's
to be
that
on
all
there.
about? Where'd that go?
Wait, how long has Mario had the headwear?
I'm not sure.
That's part of the new game.
Yeah, hot climates.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones.
Pfizer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Glad I got the J&J. You fucking
I just saw
Pfizer
Pfizer
guys.
up there.
Tough looks.
Yeah, I wanted it in my fucking blood, okay?
Can you? No. Can you get that one tweet that has all the companies and how much money they've taken?
Oh, yeah, with the graph.
There's multiple billions of dollars being invested into these companies that are all sponsoring a lot of things about that people work for that are yelling about this whole thing with the athletes. I think we've done enough. We've done enough, I think, haven't we? We have. The 3M Open kind of happening. I mean, did not know, not a golf purist, didn't know that was going to happen, but I mean, that just happens to be right in there.
Yeah.
But once again, we have to assume, especially with how Monahan and the PGA have been speaking about the athletes that have been taking this money, that the PGA make sure that the sponsors separate the money that comes from any bad places, and the money that the PGA gets from all these companies is only from profited in good, proper fashion money.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, cool. That's where we're at. Tuesday, July 19th, we have an opinion.
Boom.
Figured it out.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I wanted to move
He's
on.
kind of past it.
I wanted to move on, but Uber. Who's riding Ubers? You're riding Ubers while you're tweeting me? Are you doing
Warren
it?
Buffett?
Oh, yeah. Berkshire Hathaway's in there. Bank of America's in there. I mean, BP's in there. Starbucks in there.
What?
I mean, it's a full.
Berkshire owns Acrisure.
I mean,
Really?
Blackstone's in there.
Well, Berkshire owns every house, too, in fucking Indiana.
No,
that's for
sorry.
sure.
Berkshire owns Heinz Kraft. I got my fucking stadiums mixed up.
Well, it's okay because Acrisure actually has it as well.
Blackstone
Which
invests.
kind of leads us back to our original point. It's everywhere. The money is everywhere. So let's not talk yet. Not
Hey, is it Acrisure Field or what?
Stadium, dude.
It
Heinz
wasn't
Field.
Heinz Stadium. It was Heinz Field.
Well, Heinz only paid for the grass.
Correct.
So
Cheapskates.
Acrisure paid for everything.
Yeah, seats, suites, everything.
Damn.
Booze.
And that's what, 10 mil a year for 15 years?
Him an idiot. think they had to pay that up front, the $150 million, so that they could use it for cash over cap? I assume there was a large amount of money that had to be due up front. I assume
Probably
there
a
was.
down payment, but what, 20%? I don't know.
No, maybe like $100 million. What? Because why would you take a 15-year deal if you're the Steelers for Heinz fucking Field or for that stadium at that price? Unless it was
security.
Yeah, but it might have been a massive amount of money up front. I think.
I would hope. Yeah, you would hope so.
Because how come?
Depends how many people were bidding against him, though. How many were there other companies coming in for this?
Was that a lot lower than you thought it was going to be?
Yes. Yeah, so the whole stadium. Yeah, I would think more than 10 a year.
Rooney's came out and said
Me
now
too.
we're finally getting fair market value for our stadium deal.
Okay, so that's a going rate right now.
Yes, apparently.
Which is wild because, I mean, they sell out every single weekend.
Concerts down there.
Yeah. They-
Reporting from there.
College games.
You drive into Pittsburgh, it's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. That's a good deal, I think, for the
Insane.
Acrisure, but they do make a lot of good deals.
They do.
Yeah.
Now the athletes are doing the same, and everybody
business
fucking hates them
people.
for it. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Eli in Michigan. What's going on, Eli?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, keep it moving, Eli. What's up, bub?
Hey, heck yeah. I just want to talk about some week one, Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
And how,
Let's ride.
Let's
fly.
Oh,
Hawks.
yeah, no. Seattle's about to go ahead and lock this W in with Lockett. And then second thing real quick is A.J. Hawk. How does it feel to be the only reason why Aaron Rodgers actually has a ring? Because since you left, they haven't won shit.
Yeah, it's a good call, Eli. It's a good
question.
call. He's a Seahawks fan calling in there. Seahawks have Lockett and Geno, and nobody believes that that's going to be the starting. Either of those are going to be the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. But what if they are? What if they are? How do you feel about the Seahawks? I don't know. I have no idea.
I have no clue. It seems like they're going into full rebuild mode without admitting they're in full rebuild mode. But maybe they'll surprise us.
Maybe that NFC West is a problem.
Yeah.
That is-
5.5 point dogs at home on Monday night to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, 12s are going to be loud.
Well, you got fucking Russell Wilson flapping his hawk wings on his horse back in the Seattle.
Yeah.
And the offense.
I like John Schneider's their GM. He was in Green Bay for a long time. Honestly, I trust John Schneider. I think he's really good at what he does. I have no clue what that means for this season, though.
Yeah, they built a winner, right? He's built a winner before. He'll be able to do it again, you would think, you would assume. But Pete Carroll, I guess he's coaching for another 10. He looks better than fucking.
He looks awesome.
He looks
He's
better than I
70-something?
look. I'm 35 years old. That dude has more energy, it seems like, in better shape and able to
He
do
can
more.
bounce around a lot better than I could bounce around.
Because everybody's like, well, Pete Carroll doesn't want to go in a rebuild because, he's 75 years old or whatever. It's like, I don't think Pete Carroll knows he's that old. Has anybody?
If you said Pete was 50, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Said he was 30. It's like, well, Pete's lived hard, but still can move. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Ray in Virginia. What's going on, Ray?
Honey mustard you just ordered?
Yes.
That's good to order. Where you at? Chicken nuggets?
Ready's?
No.
Ray, where you at? What are you eating?
Hey, Pat and the boys. How you doing? Keep it moving. I'm actually at work. Sorry.
Are you serving food right now? Somebody just ordered some honey mustard?
They didn't exactly order food. I'm making food for a friend before I leave this place. It's hellhole, actually.
Oh, okay. Sounds like you're having a blast. All right. Well, thank you for calling in. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Actually, I got a question for AJ.
Let's go.
Why does it seem like everybody that lives in Ohio seems to be bored with the place? Because every fucking weekend, there's nobody in the state because they're all going somewhere. It's like you can rob the state blind because nobody's there.
It's a great question, Ray. And I saw in the description there, he was talking about license plates being in every state. Ohio license plates are in every state that you travel in. And I think what he's saying is, how come everybody's fucking getting out of Ohio any chance they can? Is it because there's so many yous walking around?
I don't know. Are people getting out of Ohio?
I don't know, but I do know I'm a firm believer that Illinois drivers are the worst on earth. There's a lot of people, the worst.
Come on.
There's an
Indiana.
Illinois.
The
You're
worst
right,
as in
you're right,
aggressive
you're right,
or what?
come on.
There's a different kind of bad driving.
No, if you see an Illinois plate, in my experiences from my focus group, my research, there is 70 to 75% chance it's going to make a dumb decision at some point. Like the Illinois thing is going to make a dumb decision.
So 50-50.
But what?
They're 50-50.
No, 70 to 75% is what I talked about. But if you want to do like the Steiner Brothers math and talk about how you take off 1/3%, if you do that whole thing, maybe. But there are people that are steadfast. Ohio are the worst drivers. And when AJ is the face of Ohio and comes on, he says, I fall asleep while driving, I drive with both feet, and I leave my car on while I'm pumping gas. It does not help the state.
No, it doesn't.
And I actually have maybe gone to the side of the people that say Ohio drivers are the worst. AJ, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I can see with the comments I have made how you could, I guess, come to that conclusion, but it's just simply false. I mean, it's not true. I'm sure Ohio's full of terrible drivers, but so is every other state.
I'll tell you, that is true. I'm going to the phones.
A lot of bad drivers in Indiana.
I'm getting sick of it.
A lot of them.
I
don't know if it's just the strip that we always come down to work at, but it's bad. It really is.
Because no one's paying attention.
Bro, just parked it in that left lane and then
going 55.
And then they see each other. They're driving next to each other. Like, how about this? Next 10 miles, you and me. Let's fucking just go ahead and
It's
do
the
it.
most broken down car state of all time.
There's always a broken car. Always a broken down car.
Oh, yeah.
Always. I think it was one of the first things I told you guys, right? Like, hey, wait till you see all the fucking broken down cars.
And mattresses.
And mattresses. Yeah, people are moving and people are walking. That is what a lot of Indiana highways are like. I think it's because there's no inspections. So it's just like, just go.
Although they did just open this ramp down here.
so nice
it
to be
is a
back.
game changer.
It is much nicer, yeah.
Thank God.
Good news is we're like 30 days away from going to Thunderdome and never driving down here again.
True.
So come down for big events because that's what Indianapolis does.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's great, but
Who's going to mow the grass out there?
we got a company. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I thought one of the guys might.
I'd love to.
All right, I mean, maybe
Get
you
a
guys-
John Deere.
You want to get on
Hell yeah.
zero turn?
I got a fucking Z-turn.
You got a shovel too, though.
AJ, anything to say to the Sirius listeners before
want a
Mad
shovel.
Dog, who was on First Take earlier?
Saw Mad Dog with Kendrick this morning.
Crushed it.
Good,
Do it
good
again.
arguments. Nailed it.
It was good arguments.
Yep.
Saw him with Kendrick this morning.
I think he called him Eric Kendrick.
What, he trends every single time, right?
Yeah, people seem to love the dog.
Is that is Mad Dog's go-to to bring up only players that played 70 years ago?
Yeah.
That's his charm.
Yeah, his
Yes.
thing's like he's a historian of the games and he respects the games how they were originally played.
Yeah.
And everybody else is bitch-made cats.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Kyrie can dribble, but he can't dribble like Bob Cousy.
Steph Curry can shoot.
But Pistol
Can't shoot
Pete-
like Larry or Pistol.
Yeah, exactly.
Aaron Rodgers is good, but did you ever see Sid Luckman throw a football?
Boom.
Boom.
What? Who?
He
Exactly.
loves Sid
Yeah.
Luckman.
This is what
You
we're
know
going to
shit.
do 30 years from now. Just wait. Same microphone,
I can't.
same horse. I'll be sitting on it. I'll probably be standing on it full time. 30 years from now, I'll probably be standing on it full time. If I had to
Core
get-
strength is going to be serious.
Well, and also, I'm probably going to be ridiculously snooty and an asshole 30 years from now. If I'm doing this, I'm going to be up on my high horse. And I'm going to be smarter than everybody. And I'm just going to say, this guy, he can't shoot the fucking rock like Steph Curry. You ever see the fucking chef cook? Now, his first pair of shoes, terrible. They're like nursing shoes. But I'll tell you what, he changed the whole fucking game of basketball. How about every basketball player that you can list off as a starter for whatever team, they should be writing thank you letters to fucking Steph Curry. It was all 7-footers before Steph Curry came. You are welcome for what Steph Curry did. How could you even say that this guy's a better basketball player than him and having him like that's what happens in the sports world. You just collect, right? You just collect. The more you see, the more you know. And I would assume that he is very confident with what he says because he's seen it all, is what he says. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tough to make the argument to people that have never seen really who you're talking about play. You know, when different generations of that.
Yeah, but a lot of people say, like, oh, it's super smart. Not saying about Mad Dog, but there's people that are like, his ability to recall, blah, 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 from, like, that is a compliment people give people whenever they're able to dive
I mean,
back.
there's a reason Mad Dog's been relevant for 40, 50, however long he's been doing it, 30 years. I don't know.
No juice, no juice.
Yeah, 30 years from now, Arch Manning's like little boy who's about to be, the greatest QB of all time.
Okay, this kid's great uncle,
Yes.
Eli Manning, was known as the Patriots killer.
That's right.
There is no way this kid can live up to the height of his great uncle, his other great uncle,
What?
even his dad, Arch.
What?
That's like kind of how it goes. I think that is how the sports thing goes throughout the evolution of sports commentary.
You do wonder if, because you talk about it being cyclical, 30 years, they're just running the ball 40 times a game again.
It's not 30 years. I think that's going to happen like 10 years.
All Star comes out of retirement.
Oh, yes.
You talking to me?
Are you Todd?
What?
I mean, All-Star's kid at that point.
What are you doing?
What do you think? 10 years from
Second
now,
coming.
when everybody's small? Sorry, Zena said something in my ear. That was obviously uncomfortable. But
Come on, Z.
you think 10 years from now, I mean, it happened a little bit with Lamar with the double tight ends.
Yeah.
and it happens to Josh Allen. He's running powers. Everybody's getting smaller, right? So that would automatically make you think that the high football IQ people are going to be like, all right, now he's 220. This guy's 220 pounds. What are you going to do 270 fullback? Like, I can hear coaches thinking it. Can't you? Like, I can kind of, I'm not acting like I'm a prophet or anything, but that just feels like something that's going to probably continue to happen. And then once it goes back too big, then it'll come back to speed. But the NFL wants it to be quick, don't they? So maybe they'll stop this cycle, you think?
I don't see us going back to old school, like 7-step drops when they throw and you only throw the ball 14 times a game. I don't see that. I don't see it coming to that.
What do you think? Because they'll make rules that make it so beneficial to be wide open?
Yeah, we need points. Yeah, we always need points. We need space. They want to use all of the field at all times. They want to see people out in space.
But how the NFL can stop the cycle of football coaches and personnel people of taking advantage of undersized defenders, they can stop it by making the rules so beneficial to continue to be small and fast that you won't want to go, like the NFL won't want to go back to the ground and pound. Is that what you think?
Probably, yeah. But just because I don't think it's not going to help the NFL make more money if they do go back to old school days.
I agree, but you can see a football guy not give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. What if eventually, though, there might be a team that puts together some dudes and they kind of bully people for a year or two, and then everyone else, some other teams may try that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then how will the NFL,
they'll be exposed then. That team that has a bunch of dudes and bullies people for a year, they'll get exposed the next year.
Yeah, somebody will figure it out. You have Tyreek Hill running his fucking, just be. But you got Ricard. Patrick Ricard, what, DN 280?
Yeah, no,
fullback?
310.
310? He's a fullback for the Ravens.
He's so good.
Lamar running. They got J.K. Dobbins back week 1. Ian Suckett.
Yeah, and also they did change rules last year to make it easier for linemen in space. Like if you're a DB, you can't go low anymore. So it's like those guys would get crushed.
Do you think they made
screens, those little screens and deals like that? That's huge for the linemen.
Those are rules that they're making so that people have to continue to play fast and small.
Yeah. No, it's for safety.
No, but we just figured it out, didn't we? I mean, I feel like today's a big time day for us.
And with quarterbacks, like it feels like every quarterback that comes out has some sort of athleticism. Like even Mac Jones, who doesn't run the ball very much, he's still fast. If you look at like the last 20 years,
what
do
he run? 4.6.
4.6, and then obviously Josh Allen, Trey Lance.
That's crazy to think Mac Jones ran a 4.6.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Fields, flies.
Caught a touchdown on his pro day.
That's
I saw
right.
him jump. He jumped and caught it at his hip.
That's why Bill wanted him. That's why Bill wanted him.
That's such good dexterity.
And Devontae Smith wasn't going to do his workout. And Mac Jones said, come on,
let's have fun out here.
Dude, come on, it's football.
Let's throw some bombs.
Yeah.
Dude.
And that was huge.
Yeah, but who knows? Because he was wearing those Nobles, so fucking he was probably gassed up by Saudi fucking phones and shit.
Whatever. I'm fucking over it.
Does he wear no bull cleats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I need to see
it has
those.
to be Nike.
No
Which, hey, once again,
I don't know.
there we are. I guess the whole
Hey,
NFL.
real quick though, No Bull might have been rounding up money and investment to try to make a deal with the NFL to get onto the field. Because you have to pay the NFL to get on the field. You have to be NFL licensed to get on the field. What is it? Adidas, Nike, Under Armour.
All the jerseys are.
I don't think Reebok's licensed anymore.
No. We're just talking cleats.
It's on cleats to get on the field.
Under Armour.
Like guys, like Aaron wears Adidas.
Yes.
Von Miller wears Adidas, right? They wear the cleats. Can't spat. Have to wear
New Balance. I don't know. They have New Balance cleats. I don't know if you have to spat or if they have a license yet.
Yeah, but you just got to pay a shit ton of money, right, to the NFL, and it's like, we'll let your cleats be on
Project
here.
Rock license.
Which is smart. By the way, smart business. I don't know if Project Rock is. I know Under Armour is. Smart business by the NFL, too, because the NFL knows you see this shit on the field by 49 million people, they're going to sell. So it's like just that's why it happens. So it like makes sense. But maybe No Bull was rounding up money so that they can make a deal with the NFL to get some No Bulls out there.
Well, he definitely made a deal with the Patriots because I know a lot of their posts now are sponsored by No Bull. I mean, it's a
Boston company.
What is No Bull?
Well, it's no bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't fucking
what all do they have?
understand.
Is it
But it's kind of
clothing and
fuckery.
shoes?
He's got these new shoes that he's wearing. That is just,
Yeah.
it's on the field, so they have to
yeah.
have a deal with the Patriots.
Wait, are they an offshoot of Adidas or something?
No, dude, it's
Their
No
own
Bull.
company.
Hey, they have some nice products. Connor has chosen to buy none of the nice ones.
Well, I don't know about that. The
Please.
tie-dye collection just came out. Now their floral collection's out.
Will you please lift those bad boys up?
There are flyers on the.
You gotta remember this is mid. Put it up on your face. Put it up on your You can't see that. Put it up on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Zoom in on the desk.
Fucking sick.
Actually, those are way better than your other ones.
Yes, they're much better than the other ones.
They're part of the tie-dye collection.
It's pretty sweet.
Thanks, man.
They're
They're like racing shoes.
And
No.
wrestling shoes.
They're no bull shoes.
Those are the old school auto mixes.
To No Bull's credit, I thought that last Tom's looking pair he wore would wear out. They did not.
No.
Those things remained for like a year and a half.
Yeah, they last. I just stopped wearing them because I got them wet and they started smelling bad.
Well, they had to round up money to make a good product.
Yeah, exactly. These, I mean, the new collections they have are just next level. No free ads, but.
All right, I'm out of here. Today was a day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Can't have today's show every day, but every once in a while, when I'm just called an idiot and a terrorist for hours, it's nice to come out and do this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's a good day today. You know what I mean, AJ?
I'm sure tonight will be, on the internet will be fine. You won't have any issues.
Well, I mean, we didn't even dive into what MLB did to Jeff Passan yesterday. That was not fair what they did to him and Tim Kirchin, legend of the game.
Did you see Siciliano on the baseball?
To their
Wait, what does
defense,
Kirchin do? Is he
Tim
taking a knee?
Kirchin looks like the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, right?
I don't understand.
In their defense,
Berman
Berman
Stanley,
is
right?
6'10" and
Yeah.
fucking
He's a
350.
big boy.
Yeah, but who knew Kirchin was 4'3"?
How about Jeff Passan sitting there just like, boom, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Just absolutely.
Just can't have it. You just can't have it.
Kirchin-
Get those guys off the screen. Like,
No.
get a one
Move
shot
the camera on the
boom.
other side.
Yeah.
Camera on the other side.
Give Kirchin a seat at least or some kind of stool.
He is sitting, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirchin
Give
can't even
Kirchin
hear him.
he needs an exoskeleton.
Yes. Put him in one of those, put him in stilts.
All right.
And I love Tim Kirchin.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. This feels like a pro goes.
No, seriously.
Tim Kirchin show, yeah.
And we are. But this is one of those things that as soon as it happened on television, 100 tweets come in.
Yeah,
oh,
what do
no.
you expect?
Oh, no.
Ty, what do you think Kirchin said about this when he saw it?
Yeah, the photo.
I mean, I didn't realize I was 3'8". I thought I was more like
What's your problem?
4'2".
Is this what this guy sounds like?
Yeah,
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Kirchin does sound like
That's
that.
what he sounds like?
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Come on.
Is he the one that he called the Derby?
No, that was
He's
Ravitch.
baseball insider, long time.
The legend of the
How
game.
long has he talked like that? His whole career?
Whole career, yeah.
Ever since I've seen him on TV.
How does he talk again?
I have never heard the man. This is how I'm going to assume he talks forever now.
Actually
know
is.
that pressure.
Yeah.
This guy talking about Boomer standing at 6'10", him sitting far side of the camera would sound like what?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it,
Are you serious?
I thought
Yeah.
he was going to eat me as an appetizer and have Jeff Passan as the main course.
Yeah. He sounds like the referee from 8 Crazy Nights who takes Adam Sandler into his trailer park when his house burns down.
Jeez.
Yeah, everybody knows that reference.
I mean, if you don't, then watch the movie because it's awesome.
That was quite a deep dive. 8 Crazy Nights all the way in there. All right. Hey, Jet, you're all right, Jet. Miss you, buddy. Good to see him
Miss you,
still on
Jet.
ESPN.
Miss you, Jet.
Thought there was a chance,
Is
that-
Jet 6'8" next to Kirchin?
No.
Yes.
No. Well, if you heard what Kirchin just said,
Yeah.
No, I'm 3'11", so you do the math.
what's your problem? You don't like Tim?
I love Tim Kirchin.
No, it sounds like you don't like Tim.
No.
I just want to
He's
let you
going to
know.
the Hall of Fame.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure he speaks like that.
I mean, no. He
Look
actually,
it up.
Yeah, he sounds just
Look,
like
I've
that.
been doing a Tim Kirchin for long before I met you guys.
'Cause you're a big
believe
baseball
me.
guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're a big baseball show. We'll talk all about it tomorrow. AJ, have a good one, pal.
You too, pal.
What are we allowed to do and not allowed to do? Where do we draw the lines? We'll figure it out overnight.
Absolutely. I'll send you I'll put a deck together. We'll figure out how we move forward.
Can you BCC me on that one?
Yep.
All right.
Diggs@AOL.com.
Yep.
Boom.
Got it.
How about us figuring the world out? Sports show.
awesome.
Good show today.
Let's ride
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
and do about a 20-hour, 52-minute break. Be a friend, tell a friend, goodbye.